everybody, and welcome back. It's
Ah,
SOS, Season 3, Episode 25. We've been gone for a long time. We came back for a tease of like two episodes, and then we bounced again. We're like, you know what? Actually, we don't want to do this. No, we just had a lot of just very busy schedules. So thank you all so much for just being patient and hanging out and waiting. We've been itching to come back. And as you can see, one of our guests has returned, Maggie or Emmy. Welcome back. I'm very excited to have you back.
I'm excited to be back.
It's Emmy's just a treat of a character. I just leave it at that for now. She
I'm
is a
super fun.
exactly. See, I feel the same
Always time
exact
to
way.
play.
Exactly. She's fantastic. Yeah, thank you guys for coming back. I hope everybody's been good here. You know, we've only just reconnected too, but Bub, hope you guys have been good. It's good to see you.
been great. Took a vacation. Thanks, gang. I needed it.
Yeah.
I heard Bub went camping. Did you go camping, Bub?
Bubfest was a blast. It was cold. We
Oh.
got really fucking cold, but it just encouraged everyone to
Lots of
to get
campfires.
the fire.
Snuggles.
Yeah, lots of blankets, lots of campfire. It was great. It was great. I would do it all over again.
Fantastic.
You guys got like some nice relaxing vibes. I did not get that. I want that.
When do you get to have that, Maggie?
Probably my wedding.
Yeah,
After that, I
after
get to
that,
go
yeah.
on vacation.
After that makes sense. Yeah, we're back and excited to play, guys. We're gonna be jumping in here in just a second. If you have missed or haven't caught up on the series, you can go do so over with our partners at youtube.com/roll for it. That's where Maggie comes from. That's where we put up all of our episodes after they come out, usually a couple days afterwards. All seasons 1, 2, and 3 are there. So please go check it out if you're still not caught up. And if you watch an episode and you can't wait, you need it now. If you subscribe to the Twitch channel, you support everything we do here on the channel and also get access to the VODs immediately afterward. So you can just binge to your heart's content and catch up and then be at the cusp of the story and have to wait every week to know what's going to happen next. Otherwise, if you want to support everything else we do, we also have a Patreon over at patreon.com/podbynight, which is where we also do our after shows for things like this and obviously Crack Crown, which also will be making its return in the next week or two. And then, yeah, all of our little bonuses are out there. If you want to be part of the community, you can join our Discord, which is totally free to join. And there's a community-based RP that you can also participate in if you have the correct tier on Patreon, but totally free to read and just like enjoy the stories of by just being in the Discord
And boy,
itself.
howdy, has stuff kicked off. They took a break with us, and they have come back
Oh, have they? I haven't popped in today yet at all.
swinging. Swinging. Josh actually put in some like new mechanics and some things to like better shape
Awesome.
and form it. So you can check all that out. Josh has been talking about it in those forums that you can read. So
Oh yeah, the community game's great. And then obviously here, I think he did it last week. Josh does the community games on the Twitch, where he does like a week of time or so goes by, and he makes rolls after compared, according to what the groups want to do, and we get to see the shifts of power in that city actively change, which is really cool and something I feel like in VTM we don't get to see enough of in real time. I think that's everything. If I missed anything, please interrupt me. But otherwise,
where I just told Mathis this. I have a new plan for after shows, everyone. I'm way behind on them because I work like Maggie works. And so I have decided that there'll be a new system coming. So if you are part of the Patreon and you do gain access to the after shows, there's going to be a massive release of backlog along with a bunch of other things and a new system in which it's going to start kind of auto uploading every week. So win for making something auto for my life, and win because I'm actually going to get them all to you. So you're going to have like a massive backlog of after shows if you want to watch them.
that's awesome. Yeah, it'd be way easier for everybody. And yeah, you guys can keep up and you can hear all of our thoughts and see how our thoughts in earlier episodes have either compared to or crumbled in comparison to what actually ended up happening moving
It's a
forward.
lot of crumbling.
Well, not all crumbling though. A lot of successes along the way. All right, this isn't season 2. All right, that's a
Fair.
different flavor. That's a different flavor. All right, I'm ready to play. I've been itching to play for a while. If everybody's good, we're just gonna dive in. So let's set the scene, rein things in, and see what our coder has been up to. The very first thing to break our tepid silence is the distant wailings and whispers of creatures, perhaps even humans, far beyond where our ears sit. They echo through cavernous hallways and bounce through brick laden corridors until they can reach our very own, until we can hear them on our own. And as we hear those screams echoing and wailing in the distance, our vision fades in as well. But instead of seeing a familiar figure, that of the large but lovable Ollie, or the long red dreads of our dearest Dakota Rain, or even the pink-haired ponytails of Emmy, we simply see an aged, decrepit brick wall. Nothing more for a beat or two than the echoes in the distance, until suddenly, without warning, a loud crash and a cracking and flaking of the brick wall that we stare at. As some object collides, our vision snaps back and things become a little bit more difficult to track. Whatever hit the wall crumples forward, its arms reached inward to its chest as though clawing at something. And as the dust settles and the crumbs of brick continue to fall off, we see lying on the ground a creature that may have once been human, but now is near unrecognizable beyond that of a beast. Its thin, frail frame is coated by something that looks like old leather for skin, worn and bone taut, with small muscles and tendons able to be seen in the visible creases of the skin up its long, lanky arms and legs. Where once perhaps it wore clothing, now nothing more than the rib cage and pelvic bones, hugged by that very same old leather. It hisses and it squeals as it holds itself with difficult pains, and off to the side, another one clambers down from the darkness. But as our vision snaps back just a slight more, there we see two familiar silhouettes. One with his shoulders heavily forward, his eyes locked on the creature that had hit the wall and on the ground. Someone who desperately needed to shake off some steam. Oliver Hopkins. But not far behind, now that we're aware we're within the labyrinth, the last thing or place we saw Ollie and Emmy head into, we too see Emmy maybe a foot behind, much shorter in stature, nothing more than a little girl to the untrained eye. But Ollie, this creature collides from a simple toss and it hits the ground. Is Ollie a cold, calculated anger right now, or does he allow more mortal habits, a heavy breathing, though he doesn't need it, or old fighter habits to step forward? What kind of angry Ollie are we looking at?
I think it's somewhere between the two. There are traditional crutches that I think he falls back to, with lots of the exasperated breathing, because it's a matter of speaking, it's a way that you kind of conform yourself in that situation. The larger the breath, the more elaborate or dictatable kind of move. But I think as much as he's breathing, he's probably also speaking just sort of under his breath, like, how is this happening? How can he make this better? And he just kind of he's looking at himself like, why did he wander into arguably one of the most dangerous places in Chicago to find trouble when he could be doing something elsewhere, and he doesn't know how? Ollie's street smart. He's not book smart, and he's a planner and a plotter, but it only goes so far. He really does lean on the girls for that kind of thing.
Regardless of how he feels about his decisions, at this point, he's riled in the throes of violence and can't find another way out until these whites are dealt with one way or another. Would we see Ollie immediately dash forward to continue the job of beating on the one that he'd thrown so effortlessly across this room?
Is another dashing at him?
One just crawled, so you can imagine as he hit the ground, to your character's upper left, over a crumbling brick wall, another one climbs down like a creature, almost spider-like, as it gets down to the ground, but it doesn't rush you mindlessly. It almost looks like it's trying to pace outside you.
I think he would close the gap.
Between the one you've already thrown or the new one?
The one that he's already thrown.
And for Emmy, as we watch, obviously, this description of Ollie, and you are watching Ollie for the very first time in any sort of violent or self-defense or perhaps even aggressive place whatsoever. What does Emmy look like during all of this? The life-threatening violence of a white is something that Emmy, while certainly hasn't dealt with often, is no stranger to. And I'm sure the fear, if there's any, is long, long tamed. So what is Emmy doing as we watch in that moment Ollie blink and he's 10 feet across the room, looming over the one on the ground, raising a fist to continue beating on?
I think you just hear slight giggling in the background going, and like giddy clapping, like as successful blows are made, and kind of she's just like spinning around and dancing with her lamb chop. And unless it looks like Ollie needs assistance, she will step in, but she's just kind of observing and enjoying it, like it's like a show to her, like something like an entertainment of sorts.
And the whites pay no mind to you, as the threat is not you in the moment, very clearly. And Ollie, as we see the dust kick from where you once stood, as our camera blurs across the room to meet you where you stand over the creature that you've thrown, what are you going to do? Are you going to level a punch? Are you going to pick him up? What are you going to do?
The one on the ground or the one that's approaching?
The one on the ground, the one you intend to continue finishing or perhaps just killing outright.
I think he's just going to finish it.
Okay. Can I get a strength brawl check, of course?
Yeah.
And he will take a huge penalty because he's prone. Let's see what you get. Yeah, you beat
You
my
got 6 successes.
How are you looking to finish him? Do you reach down and like place your foot on his chest as both your hands grip around his skull and you tear it from the shoulders? Do you beat him bloody until the head itself is detached from the spine? How do you do it?
It's probably just as that single step forward charge to clear the gap, and he brings his left leg up and tries to just push through the throat so that he can separate the shoulder from the head.
Our vision never leaves ground level, even when tracking you across the room. And as we sit right behind this now on the ground prone creature, we look up to a towering, imposing figure of Ollie. Just the complete silhouette blacking out any light that would be coming through where we could see. And with a quick, swift up and down, we can hear the crunch of the throat under his heavy boot, but it doesn't instantly kill. And within a moment, he simply just twists his ankle, and you can see the ground underneath him crack a little further as he pushes further down with harder violence. And with a quick snap and a minor tear, what little vitae might even leak from those wounds quickly turns to ash as whatever noises it was attempting to gurgle forth are silenced, and you watch it turn to dust beneath your boot with expediency. Now the one next to you is going to charge you down, or at least make an attempt. They don't have like the worst physical stats in the world.
You hear like clapping echoing behind you.
Can you make me a strength brawl check, Ollie?
Yeah.
He's trying to grapple.
You got it. 9 successes.
Oh my god. Oh, you messy critted. Oh, that doesn't really fucking matter, does it, though? So as you lift your boot and turn your attention toward the one on your left, it's you catch it before it even makes its first move towards you. And as it lumbers toward you, you can even see in its movements the way it's carrying itself lower to the ground, the way it weighs its weight further back on its haunches. You realize it's going to leap at you before it even makes the attempt to leap itself. And as it does so, you deftly step to the side and you grab midair its neck with your bare hand. And as you hold it, it dangles in the air. It scratches and tries to pull you off. You simply squeeze tighter and tighter until you hear the cracking of its spine, but don't let go until you feel the tearing of its muscle and sinew. And
stop before it detaches.
Okay.
Does it stop moving?
Yes, you are. Well, you messy critted, so
yeah,
you killed the fucker.
It's dead. It's dead.
Oh yeah, you're killing. Yeah. With a messy crit, you're not really able to just like hold back and not kill it. You watch as it turns to ash, first from where the wound started in the palm of your hand, and then the rest of its body falling apart into ash. As you look around, maybe even take another beat or a moment, you're welcome to make another wits awareness check to make sure you're okay.
Three successes.
It seems calm. The distant wails continue and the whispers coming from all directions incessantly kind of claw their way into your ear, but you're so used to it at this point. Nothing in the immediate vicinity seems to be around, at least not within ears or sight's distance.
Mathis, am I aware that the labyrinth goes to Chinatown?
Yeah, you're aware that the labyrinth itself covers the entirety of Chicago.
Sure.
Including Chinatown, 100%.
What are the odds, right, that the whites are circling for sound? They're looking for kind of movement. I imagine it's a predatory response. They're looking for some kind of food.
Yeah, I mean, basically the way whites end up working is, for those who are unaware, initially when they first turn, they get to turn into when they wassail and turn to a white, they kind of get a burst of strength, and they're really dangerous for a bit. Most, though, don't really make it a month or two before they're killed off because they act so irrationally and so primally. Those that do end up surviving do so because they kind of gain a new instinct as like a wild animal to kind of stay out of the sights, to kind of hunt only when they're not being seen. Not that there's any person in that mind anymore, but they act much closer to an actual predatory animal than just an insane, no holds barred monster.
I kind of glance back to Emmy. You know that thing, her, Sybil, this whole thing that we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't they finding her? If the labyrinth leads all the way out there to Chinatown, why aren't they finding her? Do you think that they're like, is it like a predator thing when there's a bigger predator around, they know to stay away, or maybe it's still right? Do you think that maybe that could be it?
I don't know. Could be a lot of different things.
As you think, Ollie, and you maybe take a beat or two and we watch the two of you take a moment, as you think, it's difficult to know if there's any specialists on whites out there. They're difficult to even study. Never mind just laying your eyes on them. And if there's anybody that's going to be along those lines, your best bet is likely either Tremere, obviously, those who like to study and hoard knowledge, but Gangrel might not be a terrible option to speak with as well. They are much closer to their beast than any other clan, really. And as far as you know, when a vampire wassails, it's their beast that takes control. Who they once were as human is just gone.
You mind if I hunt a little bit longer? I have some questions, and well, no kindred likes to answer questions without some sort of a starting gift.
Oh, so who are you getting a gift for?
I think I'm gonna
gifts.
bring one of these fuckers to the Tremere. Take him to the Chantry.
Dead or alive?
Alive.
Ooh, fun. Maybe I can try to see if I can make it do things.
Probably not a horrible idea, but I was thinking about breaking its neck, letting it slowly heal. Maybe not doing as much as I just did, but something. I don't exactly have a stake on me right now, so it's not like I can, torp it, but can work with what I got. And, well, I broke a couple of necks. They seem to kind of come back after a while.
I can see that.
Why did you follow me down here, Emmy? Why? This is, don't you think it's a little dangerous?
Isn't everything dangerous?
I mean, I don't know. Playing with lamb chop in a park, it doesn't seem that dangerous.
Maybe not for you, but for me it is.
Playing with lamb chop or being down here?
Not everyone really wants me to be in existence.
I don't know. You don't immediately seem that bad to me. I'm not going to say you're harmless. You're a kindred, right? It is our job to consume and to take from others.
You just try to survive, right?
That's what I keep saying. There a reason though that you want to follow me down here?
What else am I gonna do? I mean, the other two don't even really want to share anything with me. Did you know that Ava has like a little journal that she's been keeping, and she's really, really protective of it?
Yeah. She's got say lightly, she's got a bit of a problem.
With journaling?
Yeah, it's not hers.
She stole someone's journal?
I think it's more like she inherited someone's journal.
Whose?
Did you ever meet a kindred by the name of Suichi Saito?
Ooh, have I?
You've never met him. However, you have certainly heard that name a few times. You know he was a Tremere, and you know he was an Anarch. And he got too big for his britches.
It seems like him and I have maybe something in common. A little too big for his britches.
Yeah, you could say that again. He unfortunately caught a case, and while his body is no longer in existence, his
Aren't
soul
you
seems
all
to
part
linger
of the
here.
Camarilla, though?
I like to think I'm a free agent, Em.
Well, you're definitely not.
I play a little bit of all fields, whatever seems to make the most. There's someone here that has something kind of close to the position that I want, but she's not really playing her role of a Tarkus anymore. She's kind of playing the field of Lasombra at the moment.
What role is that?
Whatever the hell Sybil wants it to. It's Vanessa up in the tower. You've been in Chicago long enough. You probably remember Vanessa.
Yeah, you would. Your character knows who Vanessa is.
Of
Very powerful
course.
Autarchus, very neutral, does not involve herself in politics ever.
She's kind of boring. What a snore.
Yeah, well, she wound up in the back pocket of Sybil. So for someone so far out of the way of
Emmy and Emmy only, actually. You can make this role. Intelligence, let me see. There's two that I'm debating here. But you're old enough where you would be able to make this role. Give me an intelligence. Yeah, give me. All right, yeah, intelligence academics. That's gonna be the best. What I'm looking for.
Full size modifier.
Nope, no modifiers or nothing. Just your straight. I don't know what your
Difficulty?
stats are. For this is difficulty 3.
Oof.
Okay.
Did
Nope.
not get it. 2 out of 3.
Nope, that's it. That's all. You know of Vanessa. The things you've said, the kind of general, given the general knowledge of Vanessa. I mean, I should have asked. You can spend a willpower point and reroll 2 of the 3 of those if you would like to.
Ooh. Sure, why not? For funsies.
That was my fault.
So
I'm rusty, all right? You gotta remember to ask for
2d8,
that more.
2d10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2d10.
You just need one more success.
Mm.
Nope, close though. All
Yeah.
right, cool. All right, I don't feel as
Close.
bad anymore. Yeah. So beyond that, yeah, that's all you know. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, she got in the back pocket of Sybil, and that really doesn't really speak leaps and bounds to her ability to play her own side when she's actually playing another.
You'll
I
find
digress.
that a lot of people are playing other people's sides.
I think Vanessa's dead, by the way.
I
Didn't Layla
know.
get her?
I know. I gave Vanessa's name. I
Mhm,
don't.
but I think you got
actually-
confirmations she was killed because there's
Did I?
news. There's news. There's like a news channel that said like the giant skyscraper had gotten like attacked or something along those lines. I'm almost positive.
I don't remember if Ollie
Mm.
got actual confirmation of her death, just that it was attacked.
All right, is chat?
Was it
Open
bombed?
chat will remember. Chat. Did that happen? Am I crazy? I don't.
Chat says that Layla dusted her.
Might have been semi-recent.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm drawing a blank right now. All I know is
We did take 2 months off. We had, so
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get it. We'll get there.
Yeah. Either way, if we're gonna play as many angles as possible to help us in our current debacle, we need to make friends. We need to rub elbows with a lot of people, and God love them, but I don't exactly think Ava and Dakota are gonna go out of their way to make friends with Blood Sorceress or whatever the fuck they want to be called. Tremere. They don't exactly make friends with a lot of people.
Why don't they make friends? It seems like they're very friendly.
They actually have magic, Emmy. Like legit
Emmy.
magic.
You were alive and a kindred when the Tremere pyramid collapsed. The Tremere, the way it used to work, for those who don't know, is basically anybody who was a Tremere kind of became blood bonded into the pyramid. There was a pyramid of kind of echelon of power and whatnot. Something you don't know what. Emmy would definitely not know the total reason, but at some point the pyramid started falling apart. The Tremere couldn't be blood bonded anymore, like a complete change in their blood and what it was capable of. And their own rituals started leaking. Somehow magic was getting out, which is how the Sabbat might have like some rituals they're not supposed to have. Yeah, the Tremere started kind of breaking apart, and there's been successful and unsuccessful attempts at keeping kind of Tremere order within certain cities. And Chicago is one of those cities where the Tremere still seem to have their normal structure about them.
Well, you're lucky that they're still kind of keeping their stuff together. In other areas, the Tremere aren't so organized.
Yeah, I heard some things, but I don't know about the details. Like I said, I gotta make friends, and everybody likes presents. So I think this is our best bet.
Did you like my present?
The whack-a-mole was interesting. It
You
sent a
said
message.
colorful and more aggressive.
Yeah, yes, and it paints a picture. You did a great job.
She just grins ear to ear.
So is the plan to try and hunt down a white for
Yeah.
your very own purposes? How many points in the labyrinth navigation do you have?
I think it's just 2.
Just 2?
I think I discussed getting more, but I don't believe anything else really kind of looked right for Ollie at the time.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. So I will need you to make me, please, a we'll say, dexterity survival check as the hunter becomes the hunted tries to become the hunter.
That's not great.
Well, Ollie's not one to hunt things down usually. He's got contacts and networks, and that's his style of hunting people down.
Can I do something to sort of influence in my favor?
I mean, you can always rouse the blood.
I was thinking, can I bleed some of my own vitae
to see if that might draw something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome to make that attempt to see if it does, if it draws them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And
are you joining
noise.
like an actual full point of hunger's worth of blood?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay, so drive your hunger up 1.
Got it.
All right, and I'm gonna make a roll, see if they pick up on it. I also need to open up the rules, and roll 20 is being slow. The labyrinth lore sheet's in the Chicago by Night book, right?
Correct.
I just want to look at it real quick.
I do. I have 2 points.
I'm going to make my roll. Their stats. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. How long would you how long is your character willing to wait?
He'll probably maybe at best go like another hour.
Okay. Give me you both may make me a wits awareness check.
Sure.
Oh, see, this is where wits awareness.
I got 5.
Nice. That's good.
That's very good. Yeah.
It was one
It
off.
doesn't matter what I roll
best.
at this point.
Well, we'll see what you roll. You might crit.
Or you killed it.
Fucking crit.
Yeah, killed it.
And it's not that Ollie wouldn't have heard this within time, within a safe amount of time, rather. But with that roll, Emmy, you are more keen to the dangers around you. You have been exiled for a long time, and enemies were the only thing you knew for years. Kind of being awake and keeping your ears open to the things around you becomes second nature. And it isn't terribly long, maybe 20 to 30 minutes after he spills the blood onto the ground, as it begins to coagulate and even begin to ash ever so slightly. You hear skittered movements from the same direction that that we saw that second one climb down from. But that skittered movement is quickly drowned by unknown amounts of skittering movement. More than one is making their way. And by your count, more than you can like pick up on with your ears.
Okay. I think Emmy stops moving and holds Lamb Chop up in that direction and goes,
I think we're gonna have company, and it's a lot.
And as she gestures to it, you had definitely started to hear it as well. But as you focus in, you too, very similarly hear there's a number of them on the way. You could try and figure out how many simply by making me a wits survival check.
I'll try.
You're both welcome to try.
It's not a good roll for me, but
see if you could maybe figure out like a number without seeing them.
What's the difficulty?
I got 1 success.
You cannot figure it's a lot.
6. Ooh, messy critical.
Oh, you messy crit. Messy critting for this. I mean, not really. There's not
Yeah,
much you
no,
can
it's not
really
like
fuck up. Definitely more than 5 of them.
Seems like there's probably more than 5 of them.
More than 5.
Yeah, maybe half a dozen or a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
How many did you need for your gift?
The more the merrier. But I don't know if I can take 6.
This is not really my thing.
Yeah, if you got pinned down, I mean, you might be able to get 1 or 2 off of you, but
I'm going to grab some bricks. And yeah, I mean, I've got to have ranged something, right? Even
yeah, no, I
people
got you.
start
Just in, I
backpedaling.
got you. You picking up brick. I got no problem.
Yeah, I'm going to grab 2 of them and start walking back.
Okay. Are you trying to stay
Oh.
quiet or are you trying to move?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Didn't someone gave me someone actually gave, wait, it was, somebody gave me a steak, a silver steak.
Yeah, silver tip steak. What was that?
That was
for?
the gangrel guy, right?
That wasn't Crack Crown, right? I'm trying to remember.
No. That was definitely Ollie, not
Okay,
Duke.
okay.
It could have been McTavish.
I think it was McTavish.
Oh,
yeah.
McTavish. Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember that happening in Ethel's room. Yeah. I mean, that's still, you still have to get close.
Yeah, it's a close, but I mean, it's better than immediately nothing. I'm still gonna grab the bricks and
Sure.
have that
No.
on
I'm
me.
saying it's definitely good, but it's definitely risky.
Chat saying
still,
it was
too.
Beckett.
Beckett, got you.
Beckett, Ollie hasn't met Beckett.
That it
Oh,
had
he
to be.
seemed-
That it had to be McTavish.
Yeah,
saw
Beckett would.
Beckett.
Yeah, Beckett would have given it, if to anybody, would have given it to Dakota.
To Dakota. Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
It was definitely
It would have had to be
definitely McTavish. I've got that on me. I know. Still gonna keep the bricks. Still gonna kind of backpedal and keep some distance if I can. Ollie can move fast. He's not slow by any stretch of the means.
Sure.
And he
So
knows
are
his
you
way
trying to
around.
do so quietly or are you trying to do so with haste?
I think by 20 minutes, I'd imagine that his hands have healed.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't get that hunger back, but your hand is definitely healed.
Yeah. Then I want to move to the end of the hallway in a direction that I'm familiar with and just kind of peep and see how many there actually are.
So I'm looking for deck stealth checks then I'm assuming Emmy is following in turn, or is Emmy doing something different?
Yeah, I mean, we'll follow, but at a distance.
All right, deck stealth from both of you then.
Next.
Wowzers. Okay.
You can re-roll 3 of those if you want a willpower.
I will.
And never forget, you can always rouse the blood to add 2 dice.
No.
Holy fucking shit. What a roll. God damn, Emmy.
I'm very stealthy.
Crazy.
I got
I'm
2
little.
successes.
I put points in stealth
Yeah,
and
and I'm
survival
not.
because I'm little and I've been trying to survive my entire life.
Good Lord.
I
It's
did not put many
insane.
points into like politics and stuff because she doesn't really know what's going on right now as much.
Okay. I am going to make a roll to see if there's any sort of. I'm going to roll for them as a group.
Sure.
So they have.
Anyone want a little snack?
They have such a high wits
Uh-oh.
awareness. That's insane.
Even with mine, maybe they did find me.
Well, you rolled fucking insane. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
5. They know I'm there.
I got 8
Yeah.
successes.
Yeah. They don't see you. They definitely will end up noting Ollie. So as you kind of clamber back to the end of the hallway, and even you probably even lose sight of Emmy as you see her
I
step
just
back a
skulk
bit,
into the shadow and like I'm just hugging lamb chops and watching.
and you watch the shadow kind of swallow her, and it's hard to tell where she is. Maybe even for a moment, Ollie thinks, "Oh God, is she a Lasombra?" But she's not. Don't worry. Ollie, as you step back, you watch, and you kind of keep an eye on the room in general. The room you were fighting is kind of just a square, empty room that may have had some sort of maybe pipes going through it at some point, but at this point, it's just deteriorated brick wall that looks decades old and completely ignored. Where your blood once was is long like dusted away and kind of no longer much of even a trace of it being there.
Right.
But you're still able to see and watch not just one kind of climb over, not even 2, but you watch 3 each one walking on two legs with a large sway of its arms as its gait carries it longer than it should naturally. And the two that clamber over the brick walls, one does so very similarly to the one prior, where it looks like a spider climbing down. The other one simply uses it as almost like a leverage to hop up and over it, soaring over and landing somewhere within the vicinity of where your blood once was. As it starts sniffing the air, the other two creepily kind of come around to its side. And as they approach maybe a foot on each side of the one in the center who's in sniffing the air, you see three others all kind of clamber out from various areas of that similar hallway where they seem to be coming from and pile into the room itself. They all start pushing one another, and one starts hissing at the other as it scampers back. And the one that was sniffing the air gets shoved out of the way by one that's about 6 inches taller with slightly broader shoulders. But they all have that similar feature, that leather-like skin, the lack of definition beyond tendon and skeletal structure, and a weird a movement that's much more creature-like than it is human-like. As they continue to sniff the air, and the one with a bit more height seems to take center stage, it looks in your general direction, and you're not entirely sure if it locks eyes with you or not. But as it looks in that direction, it just lets out and all the other whites also in turn all hiss and growl in that direction, and they all begin to sprint that way.
Potence?
Activate. Is that what your rouse check
Yeah.
is for?
Yep.
Yep, that works.
How many? Do I see 5, 6? I lost
6.
count.
You
Six.
no, so you saw 6. You don't know if there's more coming, but you definitely saw 6 before they noted you.
Then I would like to huck a brick.
Okay. At any of them, just one of them.
Yeah, just any of them here.
Okay, go ahead and throw me a brick. Well, I'm gonna roll my
What would you like me to
defense.
roll?
That's going to be dexterity, melee. I want to say it's just brawl usually.
Okay.
Double check. Oops. Why? Oh, Ava's character sheet is stuck in my mouse.
I think
Please
it's
let
also
go.
brawl because
Yeah, please let
not
go.
melee and it's not firearms.
Okay, there we go.
It's not horrible for me. It's a dex. Potence is, prowess is activated.
Yep. Let's see. I just want to look. Throwing weapons. There we go. Character throwing a weapon is Dex Athletics.
Dex athletics. Okay.
That's what it is.
All right, so it's still different. Not as many die. Dex athletics.
And I rolled Dex Athletics as a dodge.
5.
5
That's better.
successes.
Actually
Okay.
rolled better.
And I rolled Dex Athletics. Let's see. Dex is what? Okay. Oh, okay. Oops. Well, now you know what I'm rolling.
Yeah. Well, I could have counted those as well.
Also, well, come on now. Not everybody can count, okay?
That's fair. Fair.
Holy shit, I rolled like ass. 1, 2, 3, and you rolled 5. So
Yes.
You hurl this brick, kind of just, we don't even see it as it careens through the air. We simply see Ollie to kind of stand up from the small area he was crouched behind without hesitating, with his right arm just whips forward at a blurred speed. And we don't even follow it across. We simply snap cut over to the one where the brick collides with its own head as pieces of teeth fly out from its mouth. It stumbles back as the others behind it quickly grab at it and claw and pull it behind them, going at you, leaving behind the one that is clearly heavily injured.
Okay. Oh boy. They're about to careen with me. Is this is there like a corner? Because I don't really want.
You said you
to...
went to the end of a hallway.
Yeah.
Where there was a place where there was like some, I imagine, like crumbled brick wall that you were able to hide behind.
Yes.
You're just looking for a way out.
No, I'm looking to avoid momentum. So they have to turn that corner, unfortunately, unless they've got drifting tires on their feet.
Mm-hmm. So
I want to avoid that momentum.
Absolutely. No, there's definitely a corner there. Are you looking to put distance between them, or just turn the corner and kind of wait for them to?
I want to turn the corner, and then I'm going to, man, I don't think I need to. I'm gonna use Fist of Cain here.
All right. Can you throw the Fist of Cain up for me?
You got it.
I don't remember. One rouse check. Bare hands inflict grievous injuries, lethal blow. Yeah. Okay, so you're doing you're doing basically aggravated damage with your bare hands.
Yes.
The user can inflict aggravated health damage to mortals and supernatural. Yeah, brawling. Yeah, absolutely. So your hunger goes up to 3. And do we see Ollie, like when we see him step around the corner? I imagine he's calm. He's not panicking in any way. Takes a few steps back, puts 5, maybe 10 feet away from the opening where he knows they're going to have to kind of turn into. And I imagine we just see you kind of just clench your fists, and the blood itself is roused, but there's no real outward acknowledgement that something supernatural is going on. Do you just see kind of a steely resolve as he just stares forward? Is there like an eagerness? What does
I
Ollie
imagine
look like?
it's sort of like the traditional, like it's like a boxer pose, but he's got like that right leg kind of poised up backwards, ready to kind of like use momentum to thrust that punch forward.
Okay.
And he's just holding it. It's a loaded gun.
Okay. Emmy, what about you? You see this. They did not notice you. In fact, they run past you very rapidly as you can clearly see Ollie standing up and who they're moving for. The brick obviously definitely took out that one. And as you look back, and the pack of 5, kind of overcomes and stampedes over the one that was injured. You actually see it kind of reaching for its face, and then as it gets up, it looks to limp away with barely like an ounce of consciousness left to it.
It's like going the other direction now.
Yeah, it's like unwounded animal leaving before it gets killed.
I think she just grins, and then she will slowly like creep in the shadows, kind of following forward.
Not really looking to get involved in the combat.
Doesn't want to get involved, but I think if she needs to, she will.
Okay. As we move the next, 3 seconds forward, we take position behind Ollie and his shoulders as we can hear them coming. The gnawing and the gnashing mixed with the hissing and guttural growls, the scraping of their claws on concrete and brick as they use any opportunity to lunge forward faster than their legs can take them. And eventually, from Emmy's perspective, you can see them kind of come to that wall, skidding and stopping as some of them actually slide into the brick wall. Others of them drag their claws across the wall before they get to the door, slowing their momentum down. But you watch as they all try to shove themselves through. Only comfortably about 2 can get through, but one starts to climb up on the ceiling and get up from underneath. And Ollie, as we move, the camera kind of goes up and over them, the 2 that are pulling themselves in the doorway and the one that's on the ceiling. We dip down, we move 10 feet to you and whip behind you. As you can see, just with the light bleeding in, these darker silhouettes of these leather-like, bat-like creatures clawing their way and gnashing as fast as they can at you. As soon as one gets within striking distance, you're fighting multiple targets at once.
Yeah.
Do you split your pool, or are you just going all in on one with just basically no defense for the others?
I'll split the pool.
Okay. How are you splitting it? Evenly between 3, or just between the 2 that are in front of you?
Between the 2.
Okay.
Because they've got to wait to get through this arch, right? Like they're kind of
You're mostly
Yes,
you're
there's
just
like
like
2 funneling in, then 3 on the other side. Okay.
Yeah, more or less. With one of those last 3 climbing on the ceiling to go above the ones that are funneling in.
Yeah,
Sure.
when the 2 get in, that's fine. But before the 3rd one tries, I would like to do something.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So we'll do that as soon as we get Ollie's roll here. Ollie, you're splitting it between the 2, evenly between the 2. Strength brawl, roll away.
You got it.
Give me your first half, then your second half.
You got it. So you just want me to roll strength brawl and
well, you can just, what's your dice pool? Don't count the automatic 5 successes afterwards. You have to succeed with the hit first. What's your basic dice pool? 10. So 5, give me a 5d10 and then a 5d10.
Okay. I'll just roll like this then. 4 successes on the first.
Okay, awesome.
And
1 on the second.
Yeah. Can I willpower the second?
Absolutely.
3. So 2 successes.
3
on,
and 2.
on the
Okay.
second.
So this is the first one attacking for the 3 successes that you rolled initially, or that the 4 successes you rolled initially.
Yeah.
I crit. So 1, 2. Yeah, I'll have overcome you by 1. The second one, I beat you by 1.
Yeah.
They are you can take superficial damage. They don't do aggravated. But they are not looking to tear at you as much as they're looking to grab at your legs, and that's what ends up happening as they run
Sure.
forward and you throw your punches. You do collide with them, but they kind of like take the momentum back and skitter as they then skitter back forward, and one grabs at your calf while the other one is clawing at your face to just kind of keep you distracted. As you're throwing one off, your weight goes off, and they both kind of go down to tackle you and pin you down, making you a much easier target. But before we get to what happens next, Emmy, you would like to do something.
Yeah, the one that's running away, can I climb up its back and just crack its neck?
Yes, it's moving slowly. He literally was 1 point away from dying. So as you make your way over, make me a strength brawl. He's gonna get a defense, but he's gonna get a really
and
low
then
one.
I thought there was like a bonus I get for my generation. Is there something I can do with that here?
It's when you rouse the blood, your generation is going to allow you to have more points in your blood rouse than you normally would. But unless you're looking to rouse the blood to add anything, not for just a raw roll.
Okay. Oof, 2 successes.
Successes. No successes. As you climb, as it like is kind of making its way toward another corner of the room where it's looking to slip away into the darkness, much similar to how you did. Emmy, do you skip? Are you like sprinting up? The thing is moving slowly. Again, the brick fucking almost killed it.
If it's moving slowly, then she'll skip up to it, but
And
like quiet skipping.
Yeah, and it doesn't even notice you as it turns back. And the reason you realize it doesn't notice you is because as you get closer, you can hear it's a wheezing, gurgling, whatever of happening that's happening around its wound near the jaw and neckline where the brick collided, and you can see it automatically healing a bit, and it makes this disgusting, sloppy, slimy noise. And you skip up to it. It doesn't realize you're there, and within an instance, you can kind of just do a quick skip up high enough where you're able to get up and around its neck, and we see your little hands kind of reach around and grab its jaw. And does she say anything, or does she just simply kind of just do it?
She just cracks it quietly. And then she's going to drag this thing up to the other 3.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. And there's already blood coming out of its jaw from the brick being hit. Okay, let me make a roll here. Because you didn't tear the head off. You simply put it basically at what would be considered torpor. Okay. So we watch as Emmy skips up, snaps its neck as it crumples to the ground, and she grabs it with just one hand, grabs the much larger, monstrous hand, and begins walking back effortlessly, dragging this thing across the ground. Its
Lamb
skin
chop is in the other hand.
And yeah, and as you hold it and maybe even are smiling, we can hear the skin, this leathery skin dragging on the concrete. And I imagine you're bringing it to where they can hopefully smell it. I'm gonna need a dex stealth check from you if you don't want to be seen.
Okay. Okay, 5.
5 successes. I will make a roll. You are just rolling insane today.
Yeah.
They're distracted, so they're going to take a penalty. God Lord. Okay. You place it down and you quickly dart off to where you once were. And Ollie, as you're fighting these two that are pinning you down, you can see the shadow, an elongated shadow of the one on the ceiling as it's making its way in quickly. But you watch it stop dead, and you can hear just a bit out of the chaos that is already happening in your face, more scratching and hissing and growling. But you watch, Emmy, as they quickly push themselves out of the doorway, and preferring an easier meal than one that puts up a fight like this one is, the 3 quickly surround the one that is at essentially 0 HP and in torpor. And you watch as their claws, without hesitation, rip into it, and they begin to devour their own. What thick vitae they're able to sap out of this sickly creature. It will take them a little bit of time for them to finish the job, giving Ollie enough time to fight these 2 off. Ollie, what are you doing? Even split again?
No, I'm going to target the single.
Okay, you just pick one of the 2, no problem. Give me your entire pool roll for that.
User 9 successes.
Okay, let me give the roll on him. Oh my God. Holy fuck. I rolled all successes.
But I think it comes out to 8.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's 9.
9.
Is
yeah,
it?
9.
Ooh,
One
it's a
more.
match. 9-9.
9-9. It just nulls each other out. Oh no, I always give ties to the player. While you don't do any damage, you will break his grapple. You won't be able to get any damage done on him, but you'll throw him off, and he'll get sent back flying. Maybe he hits the. So we just watch your kind of foot come back, and you're able to hurl this guy out. He flies maybe a foot, collides with the right hand side brick wall as he hits the ground, stands up almost immediately, but is off of you. This other guy, you're going to get a 1d10 defense because you used your entire pool on the other one. And then this guy's going to roll against you to try and actually like do damage.
I got an 8.
Beautiful. So you succeed. You negate 1. You only are going to take 2 more as it kind of clenches its fists and starts beating on your chest as it attempts to rip at your upper collarbone with its left hand claw after it like slams your chest a couple of times.
Got it.
You are Emmy. You are watching them devour. This is a round where all they are going to do is eat. Do you just watch?
Yeah,
Just to keep
Emmy's
an eye on
like
them?
sitting there with like in the shadow with lamb chop on her lap, and she's just smiling, watching
And it's like
them.
watching a pack of wild dogs snapping at each other, pushing each other away from preferred pieces of the meat that they can pull off of this thing. But you're also watching as they devour it, the thing quickly begin turning to ash. Even if there wasn't much meat on this bone, the thing is now clearly dead. And by next round of the round after, it'll be completely dusted.
She's
Uh,
just observing them, like almost like in a scientific way, but she's smiling, like she's very amused by this.
I imagine this is something you never really got to all your time alive. This is something new. This is something you never really seen or experienced
Yeah.
before. All right, bub, you've got 1 on you, and the other one's not on you right now, so just need a raw strength brawl.
You got it.
Maybe I
Potence
will
and
not.
Fist is still active if that
Okay.
does make any difference.
70-10. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I rolled 4 successes, and you
I got
rolled 5. Would you like to re-roll 3 more and add to that, or are you good?
I've used it twice. I mean, I have a lot of will.
Remember, the damage you are doing is all aggravated right now, so.
I only really want to get 2 or 3 of them, so.
Yep.
Only a couple is ideal. So 6.
6 plus you've got Fist of Cain on, which adds another 5 to that. 6, 7. How exactly? So this is going to kill it. With you taking this thing off of it, you're able to easily now with one of them no longer distracting you. This thing is moving in such random, untactical like patterns that stopping its attacks is as easy as like bringing up your arms now and able to separate the attacks from a distance. How exactly are you taking him off? What do we see Ollie do?
When I see him kind of like rear up to come back down to slam on my chest, I wait for it with like my left, and then I bring the right over the top and connect with his head into the wall.
And as your left hand collides with this thing's temple and it maybe moves the head 2 inches to meet the wall within an instant, there's no resistance. There's too much strength. There's too much thickening of your vitae behind this. The skull gives way as quickly as the tissue and sinew, and you just simply watch red spatter up, covering your face and soaking the front part of your clothing before the body quickly turns to dust underneath you. The other one now. Huh?
I'll stand if I can.
Oh, you have time to stand. As you kind of face the other one, you see it weighing. You basically have the opportunity here to intimidate it, to make it run away, because it seems to be weighing whether its life is worth this meal or not. Or just continue to go fight it and push it into antagonistic and go one-on-one with it.
I want to use my specialty in grappling here, and I want to break its neck.
Okay. Strength brawl plus your specialty, which is a plus 1.
Yeah. Not trying to kill it, just trying to break its neck so I can take it back.
5 successes total. Do you want to
Yes.
re-roll any of those?
No, I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay.
This guy's killing it.
Good Lord, look at that dice pool, bro.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I rolled all successes.
Am I supposed to see some other dice rolls?
Oh, I'm rolling with the GM. I don't know. I forgot. You
Okay,
can't see
I
that.
just didn't know.
I rolled 70-10 and I rolled a crit and everything else was a success.
Yeah.
So it takes a moment. It sees you standing covered in its once packmate, something, maybe competitor, the blood, and it actually makes the choice to fucking leave. And it sprints out the door. Emmy, As it's sprinting out the door, the body is now fully dust, and it is your turn. You actually see this thing. One of the two of them run at full speed out, just to leave. And keep in mind, whites have celerity. This thing is moving at a pace that you can barely track. So
So
you're
I couldn't
probably not
trip
going to be able
it.
to keep up with this one. You still have the other three that are finishing up their meal.
So I couldn't like trip it when it's running by.
Not unless you have. Do you have celerity?
No.
Yeah, no, there's no. I mean, you can make a roll, but it would have such a small. I mean, you're welcome to make a roll. It would be a dexterity athletics roll versus its dexterity athletics roll. However, you'd come out from hiding for doing that, and yeah, just so you know.
Okay. I will let it go just because
Okay.
there's 3 other ones right there. That sounds a little.
Yeah, and you just see it within a blink, blur past you, up and over a wall, and all you can see is the crumbling part of the wall where it once stood, but no longer visible to any of you. However, the 3 that are finishing its meal are standing up. One is snapping at another, and you're not even entirely sure if they're really know what that they're each the same thing. There's no real recognition that they're operating like a pack at all. More just like a gang. What are we looking to do from this point on for both of you? Are you looking to stay hidden, Emmy? And Ollie, are you still looking to try and grab one out of the 3 of these?
Question: will the silver stake kill it?
You do not know. Your best guess, if it operates like other kindred, no.
Okay. I'm going to move and I'm going to try to stake it as it's snapping at its friend. I'm going to take advantage of it and just kind of coming back to
move out into
coherence.
the open and immediately grab one from try to like surprise attack it, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Make me a it's
I think it's a melee for this one.
and it's definitely a melee. I think it's
melee strength.
I don't think it's dex.
No, I don't think so. I think it's melee strength.
Give me a roll.
That's horrible.
That's rough.
I'm definitely going to willpower it.
Okay. Give me 3 more. I promise I didn't like fuck
2.
with the dice in the back
No,
end.
it's all right. This just
I
happens.
swear.
This happens.
He's not going to get a full pool for his defense anyway, because he doesn't realize it's happening. He won't also get a 1 because he's got 2 others that are going to be able to at least like give him warning like noises before it hits. So he's going to take a huge penalty though. Instead of 7 to 10, he's only rolling 4. And I will not GM roll it this time, so people can see it. Yeah.
You've not rolled 2 10s every time.
That's so
That's
fucking
crazy.
broken. I'm so sorry. As you get close to this thing, the other 2 do make like a noise, almost like an aggressive noise towards you, which causes it to turn around just as you're rearing up for the attack. And as you move in to swing, it quickly steps out of the way. All 3 of them step back in kind of surprise. But realizing that there's 3 of them and 1 of you, they all posture up to fight.
Yeah.
Are you fighting?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go through with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead. We move in, and Emmy, if you'd like to do anything.
Yeah, I mean we'll get in on this round.
What are you gonna do? Melee? Are you getting in there like close up? What do you want to do? What do you see Emmy doing?
Yeah, I think Emmy will try to climb up 1.
Okay. I'm gonna need you're gonna be basically trying to grapple it, but because you know what? Because Emmy's a little small. No, strength brawl. That's what it is. Give me strength brawl. And then Ollie, you went full. Do you want a willpower? Any of those? I know you've used a bunch of willpower so far.
I've only got 2 willpower left, so I'm trying to save it.
Yep, absolutely. So 5 and 2. Okay, so first.
Not my forte.
No, but if you're strong in other areas, like you are a complete dominant mental game.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying that
first.
but
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you succeed against this one. Let me make my other roll for Maggie.
That's so many dice.
Yeah, they get a lot.
Yes, they have a 70-10 pool. A 7, yeah.
2 10s. Jeez.
And then there's one other one, but the other one is going to be attacking Bub because he's the bigger threat. Bub, you get a 1d10 roll on this one.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so first,
Is Daunt free? Like something that I can just passively have on me?
what is
Daunt?
Daunt? Yeah, Daunt is a passive thing. It's basically like if you're trying to, um, yeah, presence rating to any, yeah,
So they
you can
need
try
to
and
make it
intimidate them
attacking the
basically.
users. It requires a resolve plus composure
Yeah.
roll at 2 difficulty for them to try to attack me.
Yep, it would work 100%. So you could turn it
Okay.
on this round essentially.
Okay.
So first, Ollie,
Yeah.
you are taking from the
Yeah,
first. You
defensive.
had 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you took none there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just taking these 2, 3, 4, 4 more, just normal damage. What does that bring you to?
Not.
Selling?
No, I'm. The next damage is going to take me to aggravated.
Okay. Perfect. So and then for Maggie, you rolled a 2, 1, 2. You're just going to take 2 damage. As this thing basically, as you try to grab at it, it grabs
Is that 2
you.
full boxes or the slash? And
Just the slash, not the X, not a full
Okay.
box. As you kind of try to grab this thing, maybe you forgot, or maybe you just got cocky, or maybe just the enjoyment of all this newness happening has just distracted you. But this thing is a kindred, or at least was a kindred at some point, and it grabs back at you, and with ease, it just kind of picks you up and throws you. You hit the ground with a heavy thud, which causes the damage, and you skid a good 6 inches on the ground. Ollie, as you
I think
Yep.
as I land, that's when Emmy like she makes like a little hissing noise, and that's when she like turns on Daunt.
Okay, all perfect. And we see your fangs elongate out.
Yeah.
On Ollie's side, as the one closest makes its first attempt, you dodge out of the way with a quick kind of like dip in any boxer fashion, and with a right hook, you come crashing into its jaw, and you watch as the jaw dislocates and it stumbles back. You did 6 damage to it with Fist of Cain, aggravated, of course. The other one, however, catches you slightly off guard. It's not that you didn't know it was there, but you're focusing one at a time.
Split. Yeah.
Yep. And so as this one kind of hits you, and really does, you can start your own vitae starting to have to focus on keeping itself up, realizing the aggravated damage is around the corner. It kind of snaps at you and actually tries to take a bite, but misses by mere inches.
Okay.
Moving on to the next round. Everybody may make their rolls. Are you gonna hit the one that you hit already, or are you gonna split the pool?
I'm gonna split the pool, and
Okay.
can I save my pool for a defensive?
Absolutely. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, I'll save half of it for a defensive.
Cool. So one's going to be strength brawl. The other one's going to be dex athletics.
Yeah.
And Emmy, are you doing the same thing, going after the same one?
No, I think Emmy sets Lamb Chop down on the ground, or like leaves Lamb Chop there and
Mhm.
pats it on the head, and then stands up, and she is going to try to mesmerize the one that like
Okay.
just attacked her.
Absolutely. We'll get to that in a moment. Ollie,
Can I stake him first?
though, yes. Remember
for my action.
Yes. So just remember, staking in the heart. You roll first, and then
Okay.
I automatically takes 2 successes away from what you roll.
Okay. All right. Then I don't want to kill it.
Yep. No, I fully understand. And if you successfully stake it, you won't kill it.
Then can I do that?
You might want to use your whole pool for it, though.
Sure, that makes sense.
Do you want to do the one that's wounded, or do you want to do the one that's not wounded? Because it doesn't really matter if they're wounded or not. A stake in the heart is going to torpor.
Let's go the one that's not wounded.
Okay. So we'll do full pull versus full pull.
Yeah.
I'll roll mine after you. Go ahead and roll me yours.
Plus.
Do you want to rouse the blood?
Yeah,
I know
I'm
it's
gonna
dangerous,
rouse.
so you might be putting
gonna do
yourself
it.
at 4 here. Okay.
I'm at 4. Okay, so it's a bigger pool by a lot.
Yes, it is.
6.
6. And do you want to willpower it and reroll 3?
I'll have 1 willpower left.
Okay, let's see that.
And it's
2
a crit.
more. Yeah, well, it's just another 10 because you already have a crit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's a lot for me to try and fucking beat. We'll see if I can do it. Is there anything else that you want to do beforehand? At 4, I think if you see Vitae, you have to roll for a hunger frenzy. Just be ready. I think it's 4 and 5 at the sight of Vitae. 70-10 is all my roll. I don't get any bonuses. I crit again. which is stupid.
So glad I willpowered though.
Yeah, no shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's it. You beat me by 2. So, and I removed 2 successes, but ties go to the player. So by a fucking hair. Does this thing run at you? And I imagine it's a deft move. You pull the thing from where you store it, and as it runs, you almost use its own momentum against it as you step out of the way. And with a swift thrust, you can feel a pop of the rib cage, the piercing of the flesh, and actually the tip of it will pierce out the other side. That's how scrawny this thing is. But it stops it dead in its tracks, and it just collides into the ground face first, unmoving. However, the other one is going to be attacking. But first, Emmy, mesmerize. Does it get a resistance roll?
Yes, and I do a rouse check first.
Okay, so you get a little hungrier. Hunger 2 is no big deal.
I'm hungry. And then it is a intelligence resolve for the creature.
Oh man.
And I'm a manipulate dominate.
What they have in strength, they lack in everything else.
How do I do dominate?
3d10. That's all I get.
Here.
All right, 2 successes against your mesmerize.
And then let's manipulate dominate. I'm trying to figure out how to do the roll for it.
You could always just count it up and do a raw pool.
Oh, I figured it out. Manipulate plus the dominate, and that's it, I think. Is that
Shouldn't, yeah.
It didn't roll properly.
I imagine we're seeing a big ass pool from you.
Yeah, it's just discipline. Maybe it's like that. It's definitely not adding it properly. Nope. All right, I'm not going to use the sheet because it's being weird.
Yeah, Roll20's been very laggy for me today anyway.
Manipulate. So. No, and then I'll just add the extra rolls to. Is there another way I can add extra rolls?
No, you just I don't think so.
1, 2, 3. Maybe we can do it through pool size modifier.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
add more that way.
Try that. 7. I don't think it rolled right, but
Well, you rolled well. Yeah, your pool might be bigger than that, but regardless, you still roll more than it rolls. And what exactly is it that you do as it locks eyes with you as you kind of step out from the shadows, making yourself another easy meal target for now the dwindled number down to 2. One of them sees you, the one that kind of threw you off its back, obviously. And what do you do?
I think she just says,
Now that wasn't very nice. You're gonna stay put right there.
And while it hisses and even snaps at the air, and there's an attempt to maybe move, but it kind of turns it into a little tiny pace, it doesn't seem to leave that particular position. Now, next round, Ollie, you're gonna tell we gotta take 1 attack with just 1d10. So hang on, we gotta do that first. My bad.
I got 1 success.
Hey, not bad. You're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 successes. So you're gonna take 4 damage, putting you 3 aggravated, right?
Si, senor.
It's at this point that their claws are actually ripping through your skin. You see the vitae spilling from you. Seeing your own vitae doesn't send you into a hunger frenzy, thankfully. But this one actually does make quite a bit of leeway or headway into your actual physical demise.
Yeah.
Your turn.
This is where I break his neck. I want to. I'm going to try to take 2.
Well, you are doing aggravated damage. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. I got to try.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, for sure.
This is the guy that's already he took a blow right to the face, so he's already kind of hurt.
Yep.
So here we go.
Yeah.
7.
he's gone. You reach out and try to break this thing's neck, and you do grab this thing by the throat with ease. But the blood of Cain rushing through you, the unbelievable power that is so simply at your fingertips, you forget. And the unforgiving thought of your utter hunger, overwhelming nearly every rational thought you have. You're only able barely to keep control the best you can. And as you crush its neck and you feel it snap, you feel more than that give way as it gushes, as what vitae drips quickly turns to ash and the white in your hand dusts away. As you turn to see the one you staked, you also see one about 2 feet away from where Emmy is, as Emmy's got her hands behind her back and she set Lamb Chop on the ground and she's looking at this thing. And it's like pacing within a couple of inch space, seemingly unwillingly, as though there's a leash on it, holding it from going any further. The one that stake does nothing. So yeah, there's only this one.
Okay. If I do something to that, does it get to move?
You would break its mesmerize, yes.
Okay. And is it focused on her specifically?
At the moment. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I want to take advantage of this and lock this thing up. Yeah. I have one. I'd like to take 2 if at all possible. I want to lock it up and try to knock it out. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm walk up behind it.
Okay. It's going to get it's not going to get a full defense pool. Actually, no, because if it's mesmerize is not like rationalize. It does get a defense pool, but you're just going to get a lower defense pool.
Sure.
Another 4d10. I rolled 1 success. Not very good.
I got 3, which feels better than rolling 9 and killing it.
Yeah, fair. So you're looking to just kind of clobber this thing into the back of the head. You're
literally
looking to
just want to break its vertebrae so that it has to slow heal it.
Mm-hmm. You're looking to aggravate damage its spine, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do. And I'm gonna say, while 2 would be nice, I'm gonna, with aggravated damage, it's already taken damage. I know you're trying to save it, but you don't have another stake. I'm gonna say this thing ends up dusted. I think it's gonna be enough to kill it. Where as you snap its neck, it kind of crushes, collapses to its knees. Actually, it collapses to his knees. It'll fall prone. You don't know how fast these things are going to heal. It will fall prone, but it will not be dead.
Okay. With
well,
it
the
prone,
stake is
perfect. Great. With it prone, I imagine Ollie, even though he doesn't have to like pant or anything like that. He looks rough. He probably looks a little rough.
I mean, you have
Definitely
blood spattered on you, your own blood leaking out of you.
Question.
Yes.
If something is like not dead, can I still like submerge a directive to it?
It has to be conscious.
Okay, it has to be conscious. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It has to be able to hear and understand it. And you're not sure how well a white would take to something complicated. It might take to it, might not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I split a brick and make a makeshift like stake from a brick or stone?
It has to have wood.
It has to have wood.
Wood is literally, it's not about the actual stake. It's about it's the wood that does it, which is why, I mean, another game we played, the guy who got shot in the heart with a bullet that had just wood splinters in it.
Sure.
Was enough to take him into torpor because it's just the wood in the heart.
I don't know how fast this thing is going to heal.
Yeah. If it's as fast as you and it's and it's mostly
take time.
Superficial. Yeah.
So.
Did you get enough for your present?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's a beat after everything's peaceful where you take in like you're bloody from a mix of your own. The thoughts in your mind are nothing but food and hunger to sate the hunger you caused. And Emmy taking in the peace and quiet, but for the first time actually seeing whites up close in number.
Emmy smiles and just picks up lamb chop and like is ready to go.
I was gonna try to feel with some of his boxing knowledge, can he kind of feel where he like dislocated that vertebrae?
Yeah, for sure. I need it's an intelligence medicine check.
Man, that's something I've never made. Intel medicine. This is not great for me.
Again, you had somebody take care of your wounds for you most of the time.
Yeah, no, that's I couldn't have rolled worse actually. 1 die and I rolled a 1.
Yep, you felt it snap. You know it's broken. You just don't know why or where or how many.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna scene in situation. Can I turn off Fist of Cain?
Yeah, the scene ends, Fist of Cain is done. So
Okay.
that scene is the combat scene is at an end.
All of our buffs and stuff end.
Everything kind of ends.
I want to keep a grip on this guy's throat pretty tightly. I'm also going to grab the other one, and I'm going to start dragging them in the direction that I personally believe the Chantry is at. Even if I have to go feed or what have you, this is maybe the only opportunity that I get to do something akin to this.
How deep does your dots in labyrinth let you go?
It's kind of just based off of whatever the Nas Primogen taught me.
Fair enough. The way to the Chantry would be through through underneath Chinatown.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's where Chantry kind of is. It's the reason you kind of avoided a lot of going through there as well. You could make your way there. You've never gone with the labyrinth in that direction before, I don't believe. And I don't think Snitch ever taught you how to go through Chinatown.
No.
So you could search out Snitch, and he might be able to. But you have Emmy with you.
No, I think we're just gonna go back to the bar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the bar because
sure.
I can get wood
That would
there.
be exciting. One of my things on my to-do list is figure out why we're not allowed to go in Chinatown.
Yeah, it's an interesting mystery that's kind of haunted everybody for a while. Do you wordlessly just kind of march again? I know you. I'll keep in mind it's difficult for Ollie to think of anything other than food right now. So is he pretty quiet and to himself?
I probably just to the bar.
Just heading to the bar, and Emmy just follows.
So Ollie's grabbing two of them. I think Emmy's just gonna grab one too and drag it.
Those are the only two. The rest dusted.
There's only
they all
two.
died
Because the other one dusted. Right.
Yep. So he's grabbing both of them. You could grab the hand of one of them and you could joint carry it.
Yeah, I think Emmy will grab the hand of one and hold Lamb Chop in the other. And I think while we're walking, I think Emmy just says,
"I'm hungry now."
You have no idea.
And she just smiles.
As we see the smile, you guys skip past our vision. And as you skip past us, our screen kind of fades out to black. Before we fade in a few beats later to the familiar background sounds of a busy bar, the music coming from the jukebox in the common area. But beyond that, we're in the kitchen, sans Grant at the moment, but plenty of Ava's lackeys to keep up with the pace of food needs to be kept. And Dakota, successfully, after a good few hours of hunting with the gangrel for the very first time. Now, the question I have for Dakota, because hunting is a pretty wordless, communicationless event, though it does take a couple hours to do. You were leading. Was there a particular animal you were leading the pack to hunt?
Oh,
and did you use bird form at all?
Oh, I use because if they're running in form, I'm going to run in bird form. Interesting. What did we hunt?
I know. Sorry to throw a random question like that
that's
at you, but it's
really
important.
good question. Because, I mean, there's only so much you can hunt inside of a city anyways. I don't know any kind. I really want to metaphorically just hunt something that would piss Sybil off, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how much how big the park is in terms of how many deer would be there. I guess deer would be an easy target.
Deer would definitely.
But there's a part of me that kind of really just wants to hunt human because that's what we actually do.
I mean, fair. A lot of gangrel hunts like this, though, end up being wild just because. So you're looking for somebody in the park, out in the wild, then?
I
Because
guess
out in the
so.
parks, yeah, you could find somebody out that way.
I don't want to kill him though. I just want to feed from. Okay,
exactly.
Yeah.
The difference is you can kill the animal. You get to fully embrace the beast
No,
side.
you know what this is? The snot-nosed little gangrel woman that was like, "We haven't got on a hunt yet, Dakota," and I was like, "Okay, bet." And that's how we ended up here. Gangrel Dakota's the head of this stuff. She's not gonna have to hunt for her own fucking food. It's up to them. So I imagine it's actually like a bit of a competition. Who brings what back?
Okay, fair enough. So you're more looking to have people prove their worth, how fast people bring stuff back, and what exactly they bring back.
They bring back. Like, she wanted to make it a competition. Dakota's like, okay.
Okay, I like that. Unless you have an idea of who you think would win, I'm going to make some rolls, maybe on break or in between the episodes.
That's fine, because I don't think this is like this isn't like
Yeah.
a fox hunt, right, where everybody's after the same thing.
Okay.
This is this is a hunt. Do your hunt. This is like us running free to prove, right? Because we're not fighting tonight. So how do you prove yourself in the hierarchy of the the gather.
Yeah, no, I like it. And we even maybe see glimpses of that now with most of the gangrel running in their animal form on all fours, but occasionally they look upward where they can see a large bird swooping just above the tree line. And as maybe you make a few different noises, our vision would blur back down, and then we see everybody who's grouped initially separate. And everybody goes off on their own as we watch the bird kind of soar up a bit further and begin to circle as you observe for the next couple of hours.
I still want to bring back something more impressive than everybody, but I got to figure out what it is.
Yeah. Think on what you would
Yeah, let me
try
figure
and
it
bring
out.
back.
Because I'll bring it back last, right? Because that's the flex. That's how it works.
I like
so.
that. Could be something from the lake too.
That's what I'm
Something
thinking, like something they can't get, like something big from the lake. I'll have to figure it out.
But you've been hanging out now, unwinding, maybe peeling a label off a bottle, having to go get it on your own, not having Grant there to grab it for you. But eventually, the back door would fly open, and you would see a hunched and dirty-looking Ollie walking in with blood soaked on his front. But quickly you realize he's carrying something along with him, and as he walks in, you see that leathery-skinned, long-limbed, beast-like looking creature that you could piece two and two together and realize is a white.
Okay. Is the bar
As-
busy tonight?
Your usual business, yeah. He definitely can't go out front with
I was
that.
going to say, I immediately go and make sure, like, the back curtain or whatever we do to, like, close that area is, like,
Oh, yeah, he came in the back door through the kitchen,
Okay,
which
good,
is
okay.
walled off for the most part. But maybe as you realize, before you even had a chance to say much else, you realize a second one is being dragged in with its neck on his hand, and then Emmy skipping behind, holding its hand.
Imagine it's just a stare for a moment.
And Emmy says,
We had fun.
The fuck?
You've seen this look on Ollie before.
He still hasn't fixed any of those broken chairs previously as he intended to. Can I just break one down to stake that secondary?
Absolutely. Like without word, you probably just walk over to it, put your hand on a piece of one of the legs, and with your foot just kind of with little effort and ease, you just crush the rest of it down, snapping free one of the others, walking over to it and just slamming this leg that doesn't even have to be sharpened, pierce through its chest, and know solidly it's wedged into its heart.
Emmy's clapping.
Nicely
probably-
done.
Probably turns and you see that he actually he has visible wounds. It's more than just his blood. Would their blood?
It
Like
would have
at this point,
dusted
it would
and
have
caked
dusted,
away.
right?
Yeah. But maybe it left like some sort of little stain, some sort of mark to dirty the clothes.
Visible wounds on his body. Not as bad as when you had to bring the pig out, but pretty bad.
Emmy has some wounds as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
her dress is
fun.
torn.
Fun. Y'all had fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks
We
like
got 2 gifts. Do you like them?
Oh, yeah, fucking great gifts. It's great.
I'm not sure who they're for yet.
Ollie, who are they for?
Still trying to figure that out. For this chantry,
So-
I gotta eat. I
I'm
gotta-
hungry too.
Well, don't let me stop you. I open the door like Vanna White style back out into the alleyway. You're in your go.
This is specifically a question for Dot. Did you and Tracy get the stag or the pigs lined up for the cats?
I wouldn't think we did that. We fed
Yeah, I
the
thought we
cats.
did do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
think
fed the
we did.
cats.
Okay, so then you probably have another animal lined up there, because if that's the case, then that's where Ollie's gonna
I
go.
was about to say we took
immediately.
everything across the street.
Yeah, he's gonna feed from whatever large animal was brought, be it boar or stag, whatever is there.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't have to do the scene. There's food waiting for you. And Ollie probably quietly walks off in a direction that Dakota would understand. Again, you've seen that face on him before. His thoughts, he's struggling to just even put words to lip. He's hungry. And so he wanders off, leaving just you and Emmy for a moment. But Emmy's also hungry. The question is Emmy going to go hunt a human? Or are you going to go join and feed on a wild animal?
Emmy is not as hungry, I think.
Yeah, you're at
as-
2, right? You're pretty
Yeah.
okay. You could just stay
Um,
here as well.
Yeah, so if she's not invited to that, she's She has her own way of eating, so it's not a problem for her.
So Emmy sticks around after Ollie walks away, and Ollie will be gone for probably like 20 or so minutes as he imbibes finally and is able to bring his hunger down to a manageable level.
I guess I'll finish dragging the whites into like whatever
Downstairs.
room we've got or wherever he planned to like keep the
freezer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wherever
freezer's
we're gonna
usually
put.
where you toss
I'll like
things.
finish the job and like toss them in.
Emmy will help.
And Emmy does, and she does help. She's got the strength capable of doing so. And you stash the 2 white bodies within the freezer, apparently for a future Chantry visit. Ollie would return after 20 or so minutes, more in his own mind. I'm not sure if Dakota and Emmy would speak to each other, if there's even anything they would say, or is it an awkward...
So you went to the labyrinth?
It was really fun.
Yeah.
We got to watch them and they all attack each other. I dragged one of them over and they were eating it.
Cannibalism. Cool.
I don't really think they understand that they're the same thing. It's very intriguing.
I bet it was. You look intrigued. Like look at the tears on your clothing and like your wounds. Well, I'm glad you and Ollie had a true bonding experience. It seems that that's Ollie's way of bonding with everybody.
Oh, did you guys do that before too?
Oh yeah, me and the sheriff and Ava.
Oh. You all went into the labyrinth together?
I think it's Ollie's favorite date spot. Not that I think he took you on a date, you're like his grandma, but a platonic family gathering.
Does that make it less special because I didn't get to do something different?
You know, Emmy, I ask myself that question on a regular basis. Maybe it's just a
Ollie take
comfort
you on a
zone
date?
thing. In the labyrinth, yeah.
Aww. What happened?
We sat on top of an old building and watched whites.
That sounds cute.
Yeah, it was. It
Are you
was
still
cute.
together? I didn't get the vibe.
That's a complicated question, Emmy. That is not meant for us in a freezer. It's a really
It's a
complicated
yes or
question.
no question.
No,
How's that complicated?
it's not. Emmy likes to saying
So
like
it's a
every,
yes.
It's a situationship.
A situationship.
Yeah.
What about Ava and
She is a constant situationship. Of her
and
own
the
making.
The one you went on the date with?
Which one? She's been on a lot of dates.
Didn't she just go on a date?
So she was supposed to go on a date with
Yeah.
Grant. She didn't quite make it.
Oh, you mean with Grant?
Yeah.
That one's a very special, long time coming. Kind of got fucked up process. That's a whole thing. You know. This has been sufficiently awkward.
And as you say that, the back door opens and Ollie strolls in, more clear-headed.
You look better.
What the fuck did it? Oh, hey. You guys just in the freezer?
That's where we store all the bodies.
Emmy's like looking at you and then looking at her and like trying to see like if there's a vibe.
It's
What are
where-
you doing with your face?
I don't know.
I
Look
mean,
at
you
it.
alright?
Yeah?
Why are you so chipper?
I don't know. Her eyes grew like 2 sizes.
I don't. She followed me into the labyrinth. I was just gonna go down and blow off some steam, and she followed me down there.
Yep.
I wasn't gonna let you go alone. You seemed kinda angry.
I'm a
Then
little
you got
frustrated.
hangry.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Look, sorry, I didn't know it was gonna go like that. We've never seen that many before. Even when when I had to take him down and show him what the place was even like, it wasn't like that. There were like maybe
Why are
3.
there so many more than normal then? Where does the labyrinth take you to?
I don't know. It's a whole new world every time I go down there. I know some
What might have to
things.
do with it. There might be a reason why there's so many of them.
Well, I mean, personally, I think that has something to do with Snitch and some other shady individuals in Chicago, but it's neither here nor there. Knowing your way
What do
around.
I know about Snitch?
You know he's the Primogen. He's a Nosferatu Primogen. Not much like many Nos. Much beyond that, not much.
Why do you
Fool
think
himself.
Snitch had something to do with the excessive whites?
Well, Snitch is kind of a coward.
Yeah, no shit. His name is Snitch.
What do you think you do when there's someone stronger than you and you want them to get lost forever? You put them in an unending corridor. You let them walk for miles.
So you think he just dumps kindred down there until they lose themselves?
What better way to lose them? Forever.
And you think he's doing that more frequently now? Like there's like more of them?
No, I think he's dealing with other issues from our previous visit to his personal love chapel. You remember
That
with the
does
Alpha
give me an
Omega?
idea. Aren't there some people that you're trying to get rid of?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a loaded question.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. But look, we're dealing with that one at a time. Listen, I brought those Goombas from the labyrinth because I needed another means and another angle that we could work with Ava. As much as she is so quick to find herself under the bullet here, under the gun, I don't actually want to see Ava die. And I need
Ava's
to figure out
gonna die?
maybe.
Ava wants
maybe.
to die.
He wants to die, and I don't really want to see her die. So I thought
We were
maybe
all
if I
gonna die
bring
anyway.
this right, like everybody likes presents, and I'm trying to make friends in new places because who doesn't like presents, and everybody likes a shiny gift.
Everybody likes presents.
The Chantry basically won't talk to me since a decade ago when I kind of figured out that I was my blood is juicier than other bloods for some reason. Thanks, Mom and Dad, appreciate you. And now I feel like there might be something that we can work there, an angle that we can work, but I gotta bring them something. They won't open the doors to me if I come empty-handed.
I feel like every time we work with the Chantry, it's bad.
Nobody wants to work with the Chantry because they're fucking spooky. But we got a lot of extra fucking spooky things going on right now.
What do I know about the Chantry?
Chantries are obnoxious. They're run by Tremere. They're not always what they seem to be. Unless you're even welcome there, you're likely not even going to get inside. And when you are, you're very limited to where you can go. Just think about old, greedy fucking sorcerers who don't want anyone to get a hand on their knowledge.
Okay.
And I just want some knowledge on some of the events that we could be utilizing here. Maybe they don't know the events that are kind of occurring. Maybe they know what's going on because their hoodoo tells them. I don't know. But either way, it's good to have friends in other places. And I would honestly just stick to the Witch of the Yards, but I don't think that she's got this kind of power. Nor do I think she wants to be involved with anything this deep.
I prefer a more practical approach, something I can tangibly touch.
Yeah. Every time I find myself in the foothold of that exact scenario, I just tell myself that there was a point in time when I didn't believe in vampires and werewolves. And now here I am.
Oh, it's not that I don't believe in it. I just don't trust the Chantry.
I trust two people.
Two and a half.
No, I don't trust Emmy yet.
Great, cool. Sorry, Emmy.
Sorry, Emmy. It's the truth. I don't trust you yet.
That's all right.
It's a big gamble, Grandma. Sorry, that's just how it is. So, this is me trying to hobnob, rub some elbows here, and figure out what we can do. And I don't expect you to go if you don't want to go.
To the Chantry? No, absolutely not. You can't get me to walk through the doors of that place. Hell no.
Okay,
So
well,
would you like me to go with you?
yes,
okay.
actually.
It's a
I mean,
date.
if you don't want to, look, they're not gonna want to see Emmy. They're not.
No.
If anything,
I
they're gonna
wouldn't
try to
mind going,
practice. They're gonna practice something on her because, well, you know how they feel about children kindred, right? Imagine me strolling up with two whites and a child kindred. Okay, they're gonna think I'm fucking Saint Nicholas and it's Christmas all over again, and I just don't want to see her go down that way. So why not just have these doggy bags of leather skin, and look, I can carry them on my own.
No, we could go. I just don't like going. You know, it's like you step into their space, and then you have to abide by their rules, and
I would
trust them.
This isn't even me asking. I need a favor because I'm kind of in a bad way. They hurt me a lot more than I'm immediately leaning on, and I need someone with the balls to stick up for me if I can't defend myself.
How about this? What are you wanting from the Chantry? What do you hope that the 2 meat sacks in the freezer are going to get you?
I want at least the idea of the potential to maybe do something to or for Ava that can deliver some sort of a nasty blow to what's waiting on us, what's lurking below.
Okay. All right. So I'm the Chantry, right? And you come in with that pitch, I'm going to look at you and go, how vague? Let me wiggle wobble that for my own benefit. We got to get fucking specific, Ollie. It's like going to the Witch of the Yards and being like, yeah, I need something, but...
Well, we already have an idea about what she wants to do to Ava, right? She wants to eat her. After it's all said and done, she wants to eat her. What if we poison the well?
Poison Ava before she feeds from her.
Yeah, in a way that it's not going to hurt Ava, but it's going to hurt anyone that feeds from Ava.
Or you get Ava an antidote for it.
I don't know if they make anti-kindred blood.
I don't know.
But if they did, you know who's going to know? It's the Tremere.
Okay.
They're going to know.
Would you like me to deliver the meat sacks in exchange for such an ask, Ollie?
I'd just like you to go with me.
They won't touch me, I promise.
That's okay. I don't need him to touch you. I don't need him to touch either of us. I just need him
I'm
to
just
talk
worried
to
why
us.
you're worried.
This has been
I
looming
just
on
want
our
you
shoulders
both
for a
to go
while.
together.
Oh my god. Okay, fucking. And I just grabbed both bodies by like what's left of limbs and like, bleh. And I was like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're gonna have to. Oh wait, pull the van around.
Right. I mean, you can come along too. This is going to be weird, but I would recommend you stay in the van.
All right.
I'll go get the van.
And the
Pull it
van
back.
rolls around. We watch as Dakota loads the van. Emmy jumps into the. Is Emmy claiming shotgun before Dakota has a chance because she's loading bodies?
Oh fuck.
I think that Emmy's actually not going to go. I have something else I would like to do,
Oh.
if I may.
Oh, absolutely. Well, as we
And I
see,
think
yeah.
Emmy will hold the door open.
What?
How?
No, I need to buckle you in, Emmy.
Oh, I'm not going with you. I have other things I need to do. It seems like this is a perfect time for you two to maybe have a conversation.
Oh my
about
god,
the
bye,
situation.
Emmy! And I close the door
She
really
slams the
loud.
door. And we watch as the van kicks its heels out, kicks the wheels out. Dirt kind of skids out as Dakota slams the gas, and the van peels away. We watch as Emmy just watches the van disappear from vision from both of ours, but our own vision lingers on Emmy. And when the van is sufficiently out of the way, with a smile, she turns and she begins walking in a direction. But we'll figure out where she's going when we get back from break.
Oh, break.
Yeah, we're almost
I
like
wasn't
we're already
re- I
at like the
wasn't
2 hour
ready.
mark.
Already
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
I wasn't ready.
Sorry,
Okay, cool.
sorry. We're we'll take a break, guys. Take like 10 minutes. We'll go to the bathroom, grab drinks, refresh ourselves. We'll be back for the last half of the show in a little bit.
All right, go be human. We'll be back in a sec. Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from our little break here for SOS episode 25. I hope you got fresh drinks. Hope feeling refreshed. We've got a little bit more to go before this week's episode is over. If you're just joining us, the usual stuff. Hey, there's a free Discord community. You can go join where we talk about the show. Go jump into that. If you missed the first half and you want to watch the rest of the episode right away, if you sub to our Twitch, you can do just that with the VOD. And if you're like, hey, what is this? I want to see more of it. I've seen none of this. Head over to youtube.com/roll4it where you can watch all 3 seasons of this show in full as they are out. The whole first 2 seasons are already there. Third one is all completely caught up. So yeah, go to that way. If that's it, I want to jump back in if we're good.
Man, I ain't gonna stop you.
Cool. All right, let's just set the scene and rein things in, and we're gonna see what Emmy is up to. As our camera fades back in, and we're still at a little bit of an upward angle as a street light of orange glow kind of illuminates Emmy on the sidewalk as she watches the van turn the corner and disappear from sight. She turns around, spins on her heel in almost a playful manner, and begins to walk away. But Emmy, you don't get very far before you simply hear a voice from nearby just echo out. Emmy, am I correct?
Ooh, have I heard this voice before? Do
Nope.
I recognize it?
You do not.
Emmy will turn, like before she turns, like the camera sees kind of a more serious face. And then as she turns, it just goes to like a delightful smile and looks towards the voice.
As you spin
Who's
around,
asking?
looking toward the corner of the alleyway, out from it steps a familiar figure to viewers, and even probably to Maggie herself. That of Rudy. With his longer trench coat, his disfigured form, not natural to his clan, as some have learned. Steps out a little bit just to be caught by the edge of the streetlight. Enough so you know, Emmy, that you're not speaking to a ghost. His eyes lock on you, and he simply says, "My name is Rudy."
Oh, so you're the Rudy everyone keeps talking about. You know, Ollie was looking for you. He was very upset and he was shouting quite loudly. It's kind of rude to not answer a call, you know.
He lets the entirety of your sentence spill forth, and you might have recognized a subtle nod in his movements, though it's hard to tell. And as you finish your sentence, a few beats of silence pass before Rudy simply says, "Are you open to a conversation?"
Isn't that what we're doing right now?
He again may have given a nod there. You're not entirely sure. And if that's all Emmy says, he will step entirely out of the shadows. How long have you been exiled from Chicago?
Why do you need to know that?
Curious if my own information is correct.
Well,
50
if I'm going to give you some information, maybe you have to divulge some information for me first.
A venture at
Seems
heart.
fair.
He nods, and he simply says, "You are a venture at heart. What would you like to know?"
Well, what do you think is valuable for me to know?
As you post that, he simply says, "That leads to my following question. What brings you to stand by the side of the loud ones?"
I think if you think really, really hard, you might figure it out.
If you're still throwing hope in the basket of your clan, fully re-embracing you, then you're as foolish as you look young.
Is there someone else you think would accept me?
He shrugs a bit. There are plenty.
Sure.
He gestures again.
Also, all I'm seeing is you're just asking me more questions. You have yet to tell me anything useful.
He again lets that linger in a moment for a moment. Is not learning that I am simply around the corner while you've been here information enough?
There's always someone lurking around the corner.
He in this, you actually do see him visibly nod and agree with you in that point. No subtlety
There's
implied.
probably someone else watching us right now.
Why so desperately do you care for the Camarilla's warm embrace?
Well, like I said, you just keep asking me questions. I don't know if I want to divulge answers if you're not going to give me something in return. I would happily answer all those questions, though.
Then you're going to have to ask me something specific.
Well, if you've been just hanging around this corner for so long this whole time, maybe you might know where a little vampire might be.
He doesn't move, still as the wind on this evening.
One that Ava might be interested in?
A name would be more helpful.
Celia.
He nods. I may be able to help you find her.
Well, then I may have answers for you.
Do you know what Celia is?
Have an idea.
You know of her clan.
She out of character. La Sombra?
Yep.
That's what I think. Okay.
I believe so.
Then you understand the danger she's in.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you looking for her?
Well, you see, someone I cares about someone else who cares about Celia.
Watching from a distance this childlike behavior hit this deadpan of a kindred is a fascinating thing to see if anybody was even here to watch. Those awkward beats of silence continue between each person's input. And he simply says, if your means to bring her back to Ava, then you're bringing her back to her own death. You understand that. Ava, for all the good she does, is tied to the very thing they're fighting against. They're attempting to turn the waves while a tsunami crashes on their shores.
Perhaps not bringing her back to Ava, but at least giving Ava some reassurance that she knows where her beloved child is. Or some proof of safety.
I'm willing to work out a deal,
Oh, I love deals.
an offer. I can indicate to you where Celia can be found. But I wish you to keep her out of the hands of Ava Heloise.
And what do you want in return?
Answers to those questions.
Which questions in particular?
Why try to return to the embrace of an institution that spat you out?
She puts up one finger.
He lets that question sit in the air and waits for an answer.
Well, I need to know the whole deal before I give you the answers.
Emmy, your name is known throughout Chicago, but not many of the kindred that you used to know reside here, including myself. I simply want to know the truth behind the rumors.
I love that there's rumors about me. That's so fun. Okay, fine. Deal.
She puts her little hand out.
And he puts out his bat-like hand that looks truly as though it was flesh falling from bone. And as he grasps your hand, and there's a solemn shake, I imagine, on both sides. It says, walk with me. I'll tell you where she is.
And Emmy will skip along the side of this large bat-like creature and just says,
Well, you see, from my side of things, I've been hiding a lot. I'm sure you know. And people don't really like little child vampires. I'm pretty much, DOE.
He responds rather quickly with, "There were many rumors that you were actually deceased."
That's even better. That means I've been hiding really well.
He nods, and now you run with a coterie that is exceptionally well known within Chicago. Your secret cannot be hidden for very long.
It's okay. I think that I have enough backing now that I'll be all right. But it's really my safety. I'm sick of hiding now.
And with that serious kind of look that Emmy gives in turn, he simply lets out almost a reactive sigh. I can understand.
Are you hiding from something, Mr. Rudy?
He actually lets that question linger longer than any of the other ones that you've asked, beyond the standard point of
Well, the
awkwardness.
silence means you probably are.
He stops walking for a brief moment, catching you off guard. I'm trying to come to grips with the realization that I can hide no longer. Celia is a danger, not just to Ava, not only to herself, but to the city at large. I'm not handing her to you to keep safe until I come calling. I don't want you to tell me where she is.
And what do you want me to do?
He picks up the walk again after you ask that. Continue to learn more about you until we get to where we need to be.
Interesting.
And she just smiles.
He nods. It's not often you can speak to a kindred stuck in the body and the mind of a child, never mind a blue-blooded ruler.
It's true. It's mostly because they murder us.
Then I'll be honest as well. I am not a Nosferatu, though I may look as such. I am also La Sombra.
So then why are you so afraid of Celia?
I'm not even sure I can answer that question because I don't know the answer to it. She arrived in the city not long ago. Lots of people want their hands on her for various reasons. You, however, have no personal desire or interest in her beyond that of the coterie you walk with. I am telling you, it is better for the city at large should Ava never see Celia again.
Have a place that she can stay and be safe and be, well, at arm's distance.
He raises his hand. I wish to know no more than that. I will
All
not
right,
be able to
then.
enter the building when we arrive. I'll instruct you where she is, and it is up to you to take her. I will not be outside when you return.
Well, what about Ollie?
What about him?
He was looking for you.
He has his questions. He'll have his opportunity to ask them in due time.
Well, isn't there something that you might want to send him a little message?
He shakes his head. At the moment, I'm not sure if Ollie will be Ollie when I meet him, or if I'll be met face to face with the butcher.
Why's that?
He has reason to just have a distaste for me. I apologize if you can hear the dogs.
What did you do? Ollie doesn't seem like the type that just has a distaste for you unless you do something that he doesn't like.
How long have you known Mr. Hopkins?
Well, that part I'm not going to share with you.
Long enough to understand he has an unhealthy obsession with the truth.
Nothing wrong with that.
Other kindred would disagree. Regardless, I had an interest in keeping the truth from him.
Why would you want to do that?
He doesn't say anything.
Well, I think it should be up to Ollie whether he wants to know or not.
And I will approach him when the time is right. As of
Well, I'll
now,
tell
is
you
all,
this. As somebody who has also kept secrets from Ollie, it's probably not best to.
again, he doesn't really say anything. He may, at a moment or two, you see his lips purse or a thought catch in his throat. But he allows your words to dominate the silence longer until he turns a corner and he stops. I'll go no further.
All
At
right.
the end of the block, 3-story apartment building. On the first floor is a small corner store. She's working there tonight. It's only her first week.
If you're hiding from something, if there's any way I can help, just let me know.
He nods and simply watches until you turn your back and walk away.
She smiles and lingers there for a moment. And then it's almost like her eyes grow 2 sizes bigger as she gets excited for what's going to happen next. And then she waves.
A deal's a deal. I hope to see you again, Mr. Rudy.
He nods, but does not give you any verbal confirmation.
And then she waves with lamb chops and turns around and starts skipping towards the corner store.
And as you make
Doesn't
your way
even
to the,
turn to look back.
and as we watch, we pull up a little bit and kind of get an aerial view as we watch you skip over to the corner store. And as you enter the store, we hear the bell jingle, but our camera or vision doesn't follow in. We simply hear Emmy giggle as a woman behind the counter goes, "Oh, you're young to be up this late," before we fade to black. As we fade back in, we're first met with the rumble of an engine, that of the vehicle that Dakota and Ollie are currently driving in. You have a small drive together. Is there any conversation the two of you wish to have on the ride in? Obviously, Ollie, Emmy was being not remotely subtle with any of the things she was saying. So don't know if that matters to Ollie, but just so you know.
It doesn't to Dakota. I sit there in like full silence. I'm probably actually back there like poking these whites. If I had a stick, I'd be poking them. Like, I want to check their teeth and like pulling their gums back. I'm like, yeah.
You basically see the remnants of shattered human teeth, the missing spots where the rest would be. And while they have an extra set of fangs in the bottom, a lot of it is just that, just the fangs. Nothing more left of what their human body once was.
Do they come out?
If you fucking pull on them, yeah, or bash them, they're not like cemented in there by any stretch.
Will they dust if I pull them?
The fangs? Yes, yeah, the fangs will dust.
Then never mind.
Yeah. And they'll end up regrowing them, much like Kindred would. So she just, we even, as we hear the engine rumble, we actually have an outside view of the van on the highway, blurring light streaking by, giving some warm orange glow every so often, as though on beat. And then we fade into the van where we see Dakota sat hunched over one, poking at it, curiously examining its teeth.
I wonder who the hell these fuckers were. Do they have like a wallet on them? Can I like pat them down? Like, what's left on them? Anything? No tattoos, no markings.
No, you really see they're not even clothed. Like, they're just straight naked bestial creatures.
Yeah, it's hard to say who they were before all this.
I wonder what they did to piss off Snitch.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe they were here in old Chicago. I remember it's a city on a city, so maybe they hid when the fire happened, and they never came out of hiding, or they couldn't find their way out.
So what's the plan?
Probably
a plan. Do we have a plan? Or are we just gonna roll up to the back door and knock?
Well, I mean, at this time of night, there's not a lot of people, so I'll pull up to the curb right there in front of the building. I'll knock and hope that I can be seen. And if they don't want to see me, I'll tell them that I'll take these presents elsewhere to other people that would want them.
Do you actually mean that? Because they're going to see right through that lie.
No, I'd think of a couple of people that would want these.
Okay. Well, I'm here for moral support.
Hey, why was Emmy being so weird?
Because she's like an 8-year-old child body with like a multi-generational kindred on the inside. I don't know. Hasn't she been weird since she got here?
Okay, yeah, I can't fault that. That's I can't even poke holes in that. That's literally the perfect response. All right. I don't know. It just seemed out of sorts.
I don't know. You're the one that took her into the labyrinth. I assumed you would have known what happened. She showed up being weird. Try standing in a freezer with her.
She legitimately followed me. I was 2 hallways down before I heard her skipping.
Are you surprised? We invited her in. We said, hello, Emmy. Let's be your friend. And this 8-year-old, potentially mass-murdering child has attached itself to us. Did you expect her to do anything but follow you? I'm surprised she didn't try to hold your hand.
She may have tried.
Yeah.
And I probably would have let her because there's a lot of people that don't get a lot of kindness in the city. But she did say that she followed me because you guys don't talk to her at all.
I don't talk to anybody that I don't have to.
Okay, that's fair. But what about...
Ava's a fucking mean girl. What does Emmy care?
Well, nobody likes being alone, Dakota.
Last time I checked, Emmy was not alone. In fact, I've never actually seen Emmy alone. She has plenty of, what did you call them, Goombas?
Yeah, but do you think Ava hangs out with all of her blood dolls? Do you think she hangs out with all of her little feeding bags that they're best friends? They go out on the weekend?
I'm going to be honest, I've not put a lot of mental energy towards that. I don't know. Honestly, I don't want to know what Ava does in her private time.
Okay, truth is this, right? In a pinch, who can you count on?
You. Sometimes Ava, if she's not wearing crazy eyes for the night.
When they do the whole black thing and...
Jackson.
Yeah. Even that, man, that's a tough call, but yeah, no, that makes sense. Not many people, right?
My list can keep going. I trust tons of people. You know why? Because they trust me.
Do they trust you, or do they fear you?
Yes. That's power.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this. I don't fear you, doll.
Oh, I'm fully aware of that.
I don't fear you, but I do need you because I trust you, and you're one of the few people that I can trust. And I'm just trying to trust more people. And I know it's going to get me fucked up. I realize that. But she still knows more about my mom than I do, and I want to know more. And she's not going to come off of more information unless she's around more, because she's not going to remember all that shit. It's just got to be like floating and flooding memories. It's going to come back eventually. And Rudy's not exactly going to tell me about my dad.
You could beat it out of him. I've been telling you to do that for years.
He doesn't fucking come out of the shadows. The guy's constantly there in the shadows.
It's because you go running around in alleyways shouting his name. You think that's not how you catch anything. You don't just, you have to dangle the meat and go, here, pup, come get some. We haven't dangled for Rudy, you know what I mean?
Rudy's found when he wants to be found. I don't really have anything to dangle for him.
I think we're giving Rudy too much fucking credit. He has a La Sombra afterwards, but you know what? Rudy, unfortunately due to his problem with being a La Sombra, is on a list at the moment for all the gangrel in the city, as is every other fucking La Sombra. As of tonight, in fact.
I just wish I knew his angle. I wish I knew the angle. Is he working one side? Is he working the other side? Is he working both sides?
You will lose the war if you spend all of your time worried about his angle. The question is, what is your angle?
I mean, I'm gonna figure it out, right? I'm gonna figure that out. I can't make heads or tails whether or not he's coming or going. I get that he's La Sombra, that he's on a quick call. The DM to Mom Sombra is quickly and purportedly very, very fast. It's on a snap. But why was he in that room? He was in that room that night with Jackson when we talked about things. He was there. He was on our side. Was he just there to pretend while we unleashed all the information about our attack plan? Like, It just feels weird to me, that's all.
I still say we kill him. He's a La Sombra. He is not a solution. He's part of the problem. Oops, bye-bye, Rudy. Now we don't have to worry about him showing up at meetings anymore. Hey, and you have one less person you have to worry about trusting.
Okay, can I just I'm not going to play devil's advocate here, but I want to posit something. There was a lot of people that once said the exact same thing about gangrels.
Yeah. The real difference here is that the gangrel, Methuselah, is not actively trying to, bring eternal darkness, kill my friends, use their bodies as puppets. You know what I'm saying? The Sombra have lost their opportunity because their leader's a fuckhead. And that's exactly what happened to the gangrel. And look where we are, having to scrounge from the bottom up. So it's the La Sombra's turn. The gangrel, asteroid, La Sombra, dinosaurs.
Okay, all right. I get it. I'm not even gonna fight that. It makes sense.
What has a La Sombra ever done for me but cause problems? And not just as a gangrel, as a kindred in total.
Pretty much since my inception, I am inclined to agree with you.
Now, how many gangrels other than myself have ever tried to fuck your day up?
I don't know. I don't really let too many of them.
Most of us don't even want to be around
McTavish is a fan of
you.
me. Yeah, I don't think McTavish is exactly a fan of me.
McTavish doesn't even like himself. That's half his fucking problem.
Pretty sure Rose, Roxanne, what her name is, I don't think she was a fan of me. It's my face. I got one of those really punchable faces.
Okay, we can loop back around to that later. It's a whole other level of therapy you need. I think what I'm trying to say is the gangrel are out there trying to find solutions, and the La Sombra are the problem. And the fact of the matter is, the less of them there are, the harder it is for the sandwich to rise. I hate to break it to Ava, but if her little Celia shows up, bye-bye Celia. Rudy shows up, bye-bye Rudy.
Rudy's got a lot to answer for.
Rudy will never answer for anything. Unless you try to beat
just
it
a
out
problem.
of him. They're all problems. Every
Literally
one of
just a
them. They're
problem.
all problems. Every one of them are a problem. I'm just saying. Less La Sombra, less problems.
Yeah. Just wonder if it stops at La Sombra.
Oh, it's a good fucking start. You gotta take the batteries out.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, I mean, that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's the point of thing 1 and thing 2 in the back.
Mm-hmm. So, Ava's gonna be our Trojan horse. Just ride in with, a little army of poison in our bloodstream.
I mean, she's not going to expect it.
I don't think we can tell Ava.
Hell no. No, we can't tell Ava.
That feels icky.
It does.
We did tell her when we have to do something like this. Not this in particular, but potentially do things in which she cannot know about for the safety of the mission.
Man, it really sounds like super, I don't know, G.I. Joe when we say it like that. But yeah, no, that's accurate.
I hate the military.
I don't like G.I. Joe.
Why? He had that cool scar.
I know, but it's another problem. Okay, you didn't grow up with it. All right, it's fine. I did.
Oh yeah. No, I grew up with a real G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
It's okay. I left a piece of him by embedded in a table.
Yeah, I think we both need therapy, kid. Just saying. Getting that out there.
I got my therapy tonight. I caught a gator. Did you know there's gators? Alligators in Chicago found one. I ate its eyes.
Where?
Oh, somewhere up near Humboldt Park or something.
Why?
Why not? I could ask you the same question. Why'd you go into the labyrinth to hunt a bunch of whites?
To find an answer for Ava. Did you hunt the alligator for Ava's issue?
No. I did it for fun.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, you... Sometimes you really put things into perspective, Red.
I'm just saying, look, Ava has set her course. She wants to bite the dust, literally. She wants it. She wants it so bad because for whatever reason she thinks she's going to meet Saito on the other side.
And maybe she does.
You know what? I don't know. But who am I to stop her from getting what she wants?
I don't know, her friend, her sister, we're... I don't want to see her die. I don't want to see her die. I don't want to see you die. I think you have a lot more sense than that, honestly. If you were like, Ollie, I'm gonna die so that I can see my ex-boyfriend and it saves people, I'd be like, that's really fucking stupid. Because I bet your ex-boyfriend would kind of want you to live.
I don't really have any of those. Unless you qualify, you're the only one. Okay, how about this? The sandwich is trying to change places with Ava, right? Not just consume Ava, but you know, twinsy swap, flip flop. If we can find a way to actually keep Sybil inside of Ava's body, and Ava gets to go be in the scary abyss, that seems like a win-win for everybody. More importantly, I've been thinking about, you know, what the Tremere are going to ask of us in return for such a thing, because these meat sacks right here really only cash out to be like $1.50 each.
It's a door knock at best.
So, if we can torpor her, what if we give them Ava's body with Sybil inside?
I mean, you realize that's probably, if there is ever a super power up for anyone, passing off a Methuselah connected to the abyss off to the Chantry, like you're really kind of, you're sealing this super deal. You're making them even extra scarier.
Yeah, but they'll do it, and they'll help us get her.
Yeah. Yeah, that means that we have to loop someone else in on this.
Not necessarily. Yet. We don't know what the Tremere actually wants. So we have to go in there and be prepared to secretly interrogate them to figure out where their interests lie, or we're not getting anything from them. We'll just continue to be delivery boys.
They have to be aware, right? They have to be aware that the veil is thinning in these places.
I imagine
like,
so.
They can't claim to be wizards and not know that shit's wonky in Chicago. Maybe we let them know that we're aware of some things.
I like playing dumb.
Okay.
Just ensures people don't ask shit of me. And when I do show up prepared, they're really shocked.
So then how do we posit this idea before we walk in there?
I mean, if we tell them we're going to hand them the source of whatever oblivion power is eating away at Chicago.
Oh, wait a minute. I did have a thought. Can play sort of dumb, but I can think of a target of interest to the Tremere. We're going to give him Ava, or whomever is possessing the body. They want Saito. They want Saito's works. They don't have Saito's journal.
You want to steal Ava's most prized possession and give it to the Chantry?
If Ava's dead,
after.
that book's not going to matter. What if we tell them that we can give them all of the hidden things that Shuichi Saito had after they do this?
Okay.
That way we're playing down, right? We're not playing like we got bigger things going on.
Okay, I don't know. Let's see what they say.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Are you knocking or am I?
I'm going to knock.
I'm gonna sit right here.
All right, well, hopefully they think a little bit more positively of my very punchable face.
Where you arrive is a a rather large mansion within Hyde Park, a place that Ollie has visited a couple of times, I think. Though
3
Dakota, have you
times.
been here?
I have been on the outside. I've never been on the inside because I've
It is
never come knocking.
Much like than before. You see an old building from the early 1900s or late 1800s. It's hard to tell unless you have any education in that field. But it's quiet when you approach, beyond the sounds of just little animal and wildlife nearby. And as that final word falls from Ollie's lips and he reaches up and grabs hold of the knocker and slams it down a few times, there's a moment or two of just anticipation. Sometimes the door is not answered. Sometimes it's answered immediately. Other times you're reached out to days down the line. On this particular evening, though, within moments, the door opens with a creak. And an unfamiliar face of a young man with short blonde hair and what might be a mustache if it wasn't so peach fuzzy stands in front of you with a wide smile and looks to Ollie and then Dakota and then back to Ollie, but says nothing.
I'm gonna stay in the
Ollie-
van.
Okay,
Yeah.
just Ollie. He looks to Ollie, what you bring with you behind you, and then back to you, but continues to look bright-eyed with a smile.
Is Sun Chi around?
He shuts the door on your face. You wait, I imagine, maybe even expectantly. And then, through the mailbox slot, it opens just enough, and an envelope slides out, plopping rather unceremoniously at your feet.
Okay.
As you reach down, you're given an address. Not here. You take
Is
a
it
moment.
close?
It is pretty close. It's like a 5-minute drive from where you're at. It's an address you've never visited before either. Regardless, do you say anything? Do you knock? Do you try to have more conversations, or do you actually just take it and go?
I take it and go.
He obviously you saw that, Dakota. You saw a knocking. You saw the door open and him look at somebody, and then the door shut in his face. And now he's walking back. And as he clambers back into the vehicle, do you plop the thing, like the letter envelope on her lap, or do you just kind of
I just
clutch it
kind of
with your
hold
fist?
it. I hold it to her.
I open it up to see what's in it, and it's an address.
Dress.
It's a place to Edison Park. It's a house in Edison Park.
What is with all the spy antics?
I don't know. Look, I said my contact, the one lady that talked to me about a decade ago about kind of what I might be.
All right,
And
all right. It's not far.
No, I think it's 5 or 10.
Yeah. You drive down for that small amount of time until you reach another relatively old house, much like this one, with plenty of space on its sides. No other houses seem to be pressing up on it. Still within in Edison Park. You step out, and before you even reach the door, you're halfway up the sidewalk before the door itself opens up, and two people kind of step out. They're somewhere in their middle-aged 30s or 40s, a male and a female. And as they walk up, the male smiles as the female strides past you and looks to take the corpse off your hands and get it out of, like, take it for you. The male, as he speaks, and says, "Miss, she's been waiting for you. Please, this way."
I carry the other one in with him.
Yep. You walk through, and Dakota stays in the van and
No, I'll
watches this
follow
time.
now. If we got an invite, I just wasn't coming to the door to knock.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
Then
nothing
you
like a gangrel
follow,
being
so-
like, knock, knock, let me in.
Let me talk to you, Tremere.
Yeah.
I promise. You walk into an old home, and nothing seems out of the ordinary. Unlike the Tremere Chantry, where either you walk into a place that's much too large, or sometimes you walk into a hallway with countless doors where you're set to wait. Here, the interior matches the exterior to a T. Older furniture, but it's well kept. Some of it certainly replicas and remakes of older furniture that may have once sat here. Others, you can tell, are antiques that were able to be spruced up enough to be usable still. You're led into a small library with books that line the walls, but nothing that screams, "I'm a kindred" or "I'm something supernatural." And you're sat there for maybe a 15 or so minutes. You're not offered anything to eat or drink, of course, but there are places to sit. And if you do go around looking at books, Dakota might be the one that I imagine immediately jumps up and starts.
Yeah, I want to
looking
know what's
around.
in this library.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of you see a lot of biology books, a lot of just like the nature of how evolution and all this stuff, mixed in with philosophy books. A lot things to do with existence itself, dreams and their meanings. Pretty much any topic within the philosophical sphere, no matter how extreme it may feel, you
Sure.
could probably find something along those lines. Biology and philosophy, both mixed. After some time, if no conversation happens, Sun Chi would walk in. Now you met Sun Chi how many times, Ollie? Once.
This will be
was
the
it?
third time.
Third. Oh, so this is the third time you've seen.
I think
Sun
I've
Chi.
only ever seen them at the
Interact.
last. No, I think we saw Sun Chi at the last
Was she in an
Elysium.
Elysium?
Because
Oh,
didn't we
Elysium,
seat?
sure.
Didn't
So this
they?
is the fourth
yeah,
time.
This is
Yeah, Deucible. Yeah, you Deucible.
I've only seen them once.
So much like last time, she wears a kind of elegantly flowing flowered dress that would match any gorgeous summertime sun afternoon day, having a picnic out there with her long black hair, her rather crimson red lipstick. And with a pleasant smile, she greets both of you, but keeps most of her attention to Ollie. And beyond the simple hellos, she grabs a seat and crosses her legs and gestures for you to speak.
It's been a while, Sun Chi. How you doing?
She nods. I've been well. You, Mr. Hopkins. I imagine you've been kept busy.
Ups and downs. You know how it is
We
in
all-
the city.
She nods and politely smiles in turn. And it's good to properly meet you, Miss Dakota Ray.
Yeah, you too, Sunji.
Looks like you've upgraded your digs. You moved to a new house.
She kind of shakes her head. Not necessarily a new place, just one I haven't been in quite some time.
Gotcha. Well, just like the last couple of times that I've worked adjacent to the chantry, I know that I'm only basically seen whenever I come with parting gifts.
Is that what the whites were for?
Yeah, I figured you would be interested in them, or at least the chantry would as a whole, so I bagged 2 of them with some help.
It certainly got you in the door. And she smiles politely again, showing just a little bit of teeth.
If I could, I'd really like my steak back. It's the one with the tip.
She nods without hesitation. Of course, your property will be returned to you, untouched
Thank you.
and unfettered with.
I needed the door entry. One, to build rapport. Continue. But 2, I need a favor. And I think I have something that might entice you. So, let me pitch the ask first. I need your cleanse magic. And I don't know if it's feasible. I have no idea. I think it is. I've seen some of it in work in the past, not specifically you, but others. Is it possible to poison someone's blood so that if someone were to feed on them, they would get hurt pretty bad?
Mr. Hopkins, I don't mean to minimize the rapport we've built. You are a face I recognize and a name I know.
Of course.
But we are not contract assassins for petty kindred squabbles.
It's not. It's not an assassination. It's not. It's simply a means of defense. Someone in my coterie is believed to be the target of another much more powerful kindred. It's not been outright open, but it's something that we've come to learn about. And I, and along with Dakota, we would really hate to see something horrible happen to her without that person being stopped.
Whether you believe it to be petty or not, you're asking us to take a side in something that could end its way in front of the court of the Camarilla.
Sure. No, I understand it's a tall order, but let me hear what I have to offer first.
She leans back and gestures for you to continue.
I have and this doesn't go anywhere. Right now, this is between you and I, and, well, Dakota as well, because we talked about this on the way. It's that big of a deal, Sun Chi. I have knowledge of the location of a hidden cache of Suichi Saito's. And I know that there is a personal journal in the mix containing some of his private works. I briefly saw it, and I can't make heads or tails of it. But I know what I know, and I know what I saw. And there were runic markings. There were things in there that didn't make sense to me. And I believe that belongs in the hand of the Chantry.
She nods at that. The information is appreciated. Anything within his journal is property of the Chantry. Rituals that should have never made their way out to the public. She takes a moment and kind of just allows herself to think a little further. Do you have the specific location of where this is?
I do, but Saito hid it for a reason. Whatever that relationship is with Saito and the Chantry, that's between y'all. Clearly, he's gone. Some people are sad about it, some are happy about it. I just happen to have my eaves dropped at the time to know just about where this is at. And I know that if I turn this over, it would make a lot of people very upset at me. But this is why I'm asking a tall order, because I intend to deliver something even taller, and I know of how important it is because he did a lot of shady shit. We know, and I looked at Dakota, that Saito did a lot of shady shit. We are on the receiving end of it at times.
Well then, Mr. Hopkins, consider the whites an open invitation to return when you have said journal. Matilda's in your hands. I am not going to take a promise, as trustworthy as you've proven yourself to be, with something so important as the rituals that belong to the Chantry in the first place.
Then I would say that you might need to take it deducible.
Do you
if
have
it's
the
that
location?
important, if it's that important, you might need to take it deducible.
And I will if need be.
I don't intend to deliver if the Chantry can't honor.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Asking something so involved, potentially
dangerous, yes,
fatal, is asking us to encroach upon the laws of the Camarilla that we already tend to tread very lightly.
Dakota, do you have any say in this? You have anything you'd like to add?
You have a really nice collection of books here. Are these yours?
They are. She smiles.
You've read all of them?
No, unfortunately. I've been making my way through.
I kind of run my finger like down the list of things.
Are you familiar with any of these?
A few. You seem to be quite the philanthropist. Mix of biology meets evolution meets...
Make me a wits insight roll.
Yeah, Dakota's about...
You both can.
Yeah, oh, why is... Okay. Can I make an academics check instead?
Oh, that's not horrible for me.
This is just you trying to pull a reaction off of her face.
Oh, I see. Okay. So what's insight? I guess it's the same roll either way.
I actually have really good insight.
And you know what? I'm just gonna rickety rouse. I'm feeling good.
I have 4.
More successes for Ollie.
Okay, so I get a little hungrier, but whatever, worth it. It's been so long, y'all.
I know. It's good to be back, though.
It is. I got 2 successes. Screw it. Willpower. This is important. This is important.
I don't want you to be disappointed when you realize it might not be that important.
It's important for the sake of Dakota making her.
Sure,
I got 3.
Yeah, with 3, that beats hard. With 3 successes and with Ollie's 5, or Ollie's 4 rather. When the words philanthropist fall from Dakota's lip, there is a subtle but notable surprise at hearing what she imagines a gangrel to use such big words.
Yeah.
When you noted you even knew some of the books and you start like kind of talking about them, is that her interest is heightened ever just a little bit. You can tell you took her off guard. Being a educated gangrel.
I imagine that somebody as well read as you are is fully aware that our natural ecosystem is in flux.
She locks eyes with you,
and I say that has nothing to do with politics.
And as you kind of trace the books and walk, her eyes follow you as the silence kind of lingers, but she doesn't say anything.
You said you walk a fine line. The balance between what we can and cannot do.
I'm sure you've heard plenty of rumors as to why the Tremere are distasteful but utterly necessary.
I don't listen to rumors.
She nods.
Tend to learn what I need firsthand. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you if you were fully aware that something strange is going on in this city.
You watch as she doesn't really lose her nonchalant posture, but she crosses her fingers in front of her chest and keeping her elbows resting on the wicker chair armrests. And as she leans forward a little bit, you can hear the creaking of the chair underneath. Chicago's always been a city of change. And I think we can agree the smell of change has been carried on the air recently.
So it sounds like it's the perfect place to continue your research.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
I don't actually care what y'all do behind the walls of the Chantry. That's why you do it, not me. But what if I were to tell you everything you've worked for, all your fucking research, all your efforts, might be in vain if you don't, listen a little harder.
And there is a genuine look of like, she hears you.
When
almost.
An ecosystem evolves, changes, there's always a source. You move into a place, you have to find it. Virus, source. Bacteria, source. Death of dinosaurs, source. And there at the source you find the most important piece of information. Am I wrong?
No,
Answers
not yet.
for any hypothesis you might be simmering on behind closed doors.
She kind of like shrugs almost helplessly. You are not a Tremere. What we speak about behind closed doors is...
And praise be for both of us. But Ollie's offer of the book and the need for this help can assure we can bring the source directly back to you when it's all done.
Here's the promise I can make. If you return with the book in hand or knowledge of where I can go get the book or send someone to go get the book ourselves, then I will crack the books within the Tremere library and I will begin scouring our knowledge for what it is you seek. And if it is possible, plausible, and perhaps not as lethal as you'd like it to be, I may be able to offer assistance. Beyond that, I can offer you no assurances unless you can offer me an assurance by providing me with fact or something physical. The Tremere have fallen before. Should things crumble around us again, we will adapt and we will survive.
You should know better than anyone. You can only adapt so far. And
And you
this
should
one,
know.
I promise, there's no adapting to. You can hide behind your walls all you want. But the asteroid is still coming.
She nods at that and stands with a kind of casual nonchalance and says, and you should sometimes believe the rumors you hear. It's true that the Tremere tend to know more than they let on. If a comet is coming, we saw the comet coming centuries ago. I am not saying you could not be helpful, and that Saito's stolen property may not also be something we see. But the task at hand that you ask is one that I cannot even begin to contemplate without some sort of physical offering.
We can try to make good on a physical offering. At the very least, I can find evidence and provide a single page to reassure you that it is real.
There's interest. You see a keen interest, as you say, even a single page. With a single page, we may be able to find the rest on our own. That would be a great help and a starting point.
I understand, but you have to also understand that the book moves.
So it's possessed by somebody.
Wow, that's a interesting terminology in this predicament. It is possessed on more than this current plane, from my understanding.
She kind of lets that linger for a bit. I apologize. I couldn't be more useful for you tonight. I really...
Sunji, I'll pony up. But I'm going to need you to dig, because I don't come and ask as an empty ask. I don't waste your time, because I don't want my time wasted.
As she kind of straightens out her dress, she could agrees. Anytime we've ever dealt with each other, Mr. Hopkins, we've both come through. I imagine that relationship is going to continue.
Then we'll see you soon.
And it was a pleasure to meet you. And she looks over to Dakota with a smile. You surprised me this evening.
Love to hear it.
I wish more gangrel were like you.
They said he couldn't handle more gangrel like me.
She giggles at that, and with a little twirl, a little reminiscent of the way Emmy twirls, a little less childlike, playful, but a little bit more spin to get the dress to spin. She walks out and makes her way to the front door, and she looks to you. She goes, "You can stay as long as you'd like. If you need anything, feeding and whatnot, my services are open to you." As
Nice.
There's a nod. She
Let's see.
Is there any
walks out
way
the
that
door.
mechanically I can try to force a heal, or is that simply upon wake up?
It's an automatic thing your body does when you wake up.
Okay. You said she got tons of books, right?
Yeah.
There is a Charles Darwin quote. And I don't know which book it is. I pull a Charles Darwin just as
Yeah,
she walks away
absolutely.
and flips. Dakota knows what she's looking for. You know, page, and she kind of sets it down. And leaves it maybe on a coffee table for her to find or something on the page, and it's that quote that says, "It's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the intelligent that survive. It's the ones that are most adaptable to change, that live within the means of available, and works cooperatively against common threats."
I love that quote. That's great. I love that. And you leave that on the table for...
I just
Some
leave it
she
on the
just come
table. Yeah, I'm gonna
across.
go find it, make sure I quoted that right, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty close to accurate.
And shortly after you leave that on the table and she walks away from view, another faceless individual kind of walks in with a pleasant smile on his face, says, "Unless you're planning on leaving, is there anything I can get for you? If there's food necessary, then we do have volunteers."
I'll feed a dot.
Dakota?
I would never, absolutely not over my dead body would I feed from something they give me. No
A blood
way.
doll is brought forward, one who eagerly presents their neck, and Ollie is able to feed down one dot. As you do so, it's quick. You know, you're not like sitting there, and I imagine Dakota is feeling ready to go, to get out. As you leave, head into the van. I imagine you're heading back to the bar.
Unless you
You're
go somewhere else you want to
from-
go.
Yeah, unless you're driving away from the Chantry regardless.
From the that house.
That
yeah.
little house adjacent to, like, kind of not too far
Yeah.
away from the Chantry.
What a bunch of narcissists.
Yeah, it's yeah, you could say that. But hey,
Dakota, I think you rolled before. I mean, the antediluvian in their clan is a narcissist to begin with. He wanted
What a
immortality,
bunch
so he
of
took...
fucking.
It's just like...
It's like the T-Rex looking at the asteroid and being like, "I saw you coming." Does it matter? No. It doesn't fucking matter. Because in the end, they all burn alive anyways.
yeah, but she also said something that they may be aware. Just kind of reading between the lines, but
Great. So
they're not
what
gonna-
we, what
they're
we
not gonna
can count
say-
is an enemy if they're fully aware of the fucking problem and not doing anything about it. I don't count them as an ally.
yeah, it just makes me wonder. Maybe they're doing something, they're just not saying anything. The realism is they're probably doing something to protect their own ass because they look out for number one.
Well, duh, don't we all?
I mean, kinda. And I don't feel like I'm fucking just protecting myself.
Well, you gotta start with number one, Ollie.
It's not entirely true. Look at me. I'm pretty fucked up, man.
Maybe it's because you're not thinking about yourself first.
It's because I'm fucking thinking about you two,
Well,
man.
don't stop that.
No, that's not who I am.
Okay, well, what goddamn difference does it make if you save us if you can't save yourself?
Because I trust you to try to save me.
Hurt people, Ollie. That's how cycles are shaped.
Yeah, well, I'm built different, I guess.
Incorrect. You might look like you're built different. But you're still fucking soft on the inside.
Do you hate me for it?
No, but I really wish you'd just think about Ollie. Just a little bit more. Just more Ollie.
I do think about Ollie every time I'm in the bar and I'm behind that grill. Those moments, just because I'm making people food doesn't mean I'm doing it for them. I'm doing that for me.
So why
when
do
you kickflip on your fucking board, do you do that for anyone other than you?
No,
that's for you, right?
I guess, maybe, sort of.
Making a fancy fucking burger, that's for me. That's when I think about me.
I think the Tremere just made my list.
Yeah, no, it checks out. They're on my list too, but hey, lesser of two evils. Something about these hoodoo sorcerers doing their thing just sounds way better than fucking Eternal Night.
Dakota currently lost in different ways to dismember it.
Yeah. She's gonna come back. She'll come back.
Now the hard part. Am I gonna be able to sneak out a page from this fucking book?
You want me to do it?
Can you? Can you blame it on me? Blame it on me. I don't care.
Blame. You know how many things I've been blamed for since living in this fucking city?
Still, blame it on me. I don't give a shit.
What?
If she gets mad, let her get mad at me.
I was what's Ava gonna do? You should let me do it. Well, wait.
No, you got the girls thing. It's like it's girls getting each other's back and shit. Now, don't worry. I understand.
I have never touched Ava's back.
I don't mean it like that. I mean, when you both fucking saucily said I was dating the fucking labyrinth. That was a
you
girl's
just took
thing.
your grandma to meet her.
She fucking snuck down there. She snuck down there. The only person I've taken down there willingly was you.
And Damien.
No, I was ordered to by our fucking boss.
You liked it, don't lie.
I didn't like it.
You had such a good time, and y'all came back all broed the fuck out.
Yeah, we were really broed out when he admitted that he thought you were fucking, like, he was into you. Yeah, that was my favorite thing to hear. We were so broed out. That was the best. The absolute, I fucking,
Is that
I
why
went
you
to
came
sleep.
back all weird?
Yes, we came back weird. We both came back weird.
Damien came back weird too?
Yeah, but he doesn't fucking talk, so of course you can't tell he was weird.
He talks.
No, to you? You know how much more he talked to you that night? Not a fucking enough.
And clearly you, because you
We
both
wandered
talked
the
about
fucking
me.
halls for like 4 hours. What's he gonna do? Follow my ass the whole time? I admit it's shapely, but still.
Ollie, someone doth protest too much.
I'm being completely honest here. The only person I've ever taken out there of my own volition, my own will and happiness to do so. I wanted to show you something because I wanted to.
Not to belittle our time in the labyrinth, but you have taken a few people there, Ava. What was the person we lost? The fucking bleeding eye, salubri.
Yeah. Just because it's convenient doesn't mean it's a date.
I didn't say they were all dates.
Yeah, well, I've only taken one down there for a date.
So about killing the Tremere.
Yo, I'm just square it out. Are you mad at me? I feel like you're fucking mad at me.
I'm not.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
At you. Why would I be mad at you?
I don't know. I'm just waiting on you to fucking be honest with me and tell me if you're mad at me or something. Because, like, I'm sorry. I'm a goddamn idiot at times, and I don't know how to talk to ladies. I know how to make burgers, I know how to punch guys, and I'm pretty good at eating cheesecake, or at least I used to be until now I just fucking puke it up everywhere.
You have had women around you from the first day I met you. Your whole life is riddled with lady problems. From your past to your present.
My current lady problems is one of my closest is just happily falling on a sword made out of shadows. I don't know if that's a lady problem or not.
I mean, technically the sandwich is a lady problem. You're full
Fucking
up on
hate
him,
this.
Ollie. That's why you like Grant so much.
Yeah, he's the only guy that wants to talk to me.
Except for, well,
No, not even him. He didn't want to fucking talk to me. He wanted me to show him around like it was I felt like a fucking scout leader. That's what I felt like.
I think you need to have like a guy's night.
Who am I going to take, Grant? All he's going to do is talk about Ava's ass the entire time. And believe it or not, as pretty as she is, I'm really fucking sick of hearing him talk about her tits and ass the entire time.
Yeah, me too. That being said, I mean, there's got to be. What about what's his face? The bouncer for the club. He's Nosferatu.
Rat Tail?
Yeah, hang on with Rat Tail. He's dope.
No. You know who I could probably rope into a conversation for about 30 seconds? Banana Hammock. And he would dread it the entire time.
There you go, another dude. Totally mixes up the trio. So Rat Tail, Banana Hammock. You can go at McTavish, Rudy.
Fuck that guy
Snitch.
and that guy too. And Snitch doesn't fucking like me. He's fucking grooming me to take over his laundry list of problems.
I mean, at least they're not girl problems.
Have you fucking met Snitch? Oh my god, he's girl problems. He keeps fucking werewolves. He just casually keeps werewolves.
I kept a werewolf.
You helped a werewolf. There's a difference. You didn't chain her up to your wall.
Yeah, I technically stole that from Snitch, didn't I?
For like 80 years or some shit. Since the 30s.
I have a feeling you've got a lot of built-up aggression.
I don't have anybody to talk to but Grant. And it's just titties with him. And it's fucking boring.
Okay, well, we've got a bit of a drive back. You can just keep going if you want. But to just clear the air, I am not mad at you. I'm not really mad at Ava. I have a specific list of people that you know, the shit list. You're not currently on it, Ollie.
Thank you. That's really nice to hear.
I don't know that you've ever actually been on the shit list.
That's also really reassuring. Thank you. I don't mean that sarcastically. I'm being completely honest.
So,
You know, outside of you, the other nicest lady to me has totally been the lady at the Painted Lady. She was really nice.
Edith?
Yeah, she was really nice.
Okay, well, go smoke cigars with Edith.
Which of the yards would be a wild hangout?
Yeah, you could have a naked lady to hang out
Listen,
with.
God, that's telling the story about the witch of the
sorry.
yards don't want to hang
Don't
out
make
with
it
me.
worse.
She's my mushrooms trip made into a character.
I will do my best to get this book from Ava, though I promise nothing.
I just need a page. I don't need the whole damn book. Oh, they'll find her. They'll find the page.
I have an idea, it's a really evil one.
Okay, I'm all ears.
You know what a patsy is?
Yeah, yes, of course. I'm a boy. I loved detective novels as a kid.
I think we set Ava's kid up.
Oh, please tell me it's Celia.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I saw her do it already. I don't care whatever you say, it's completely true.
I mean, it is Saito's journal. There's some kind of strange, weird, fucked up connection there, as always. So, you know, maybe we just blame it on Celia. Ava will lose her shit, and
Maybe she'll be done with her. That's brilliant. I love you. That's incredible. Thank you so much.
yep, just here to make plans and watch people die. That's what Dakota's good at. Okay, so new plan. Set up Celia to be the patsy. Patsy.
Easy. I saw her do it.
Me too. Now we actually have to fucking get it and set it up. That's a lot more work.
Yeah, that means we kind of got to find her. Or at least have an idea where she is.
So Beckett's in town.
Yeah.
With the recording guy?
Yeah, he's here. It's not really good for us.
Why?
Well, because shit's going bad. That's usually when Beckett shows up. Oh, and the Gather, of course, made it easy.
Is he going to do anything about it, or is he just like, yeah, let the world burn or something?
That's not really his MO, you know? He did bring my sire into town. XX for old Beckett. Move right on down the list.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I
can't imagine great.
I mean, what? I don't have feelings about her ever. So I just said, fuck you. And then we hung out and drank beer. And we hunted tonight.
That's where you got the alligator. Okay.
Everybody
sure.
else's was shit, though. My alligator was huge.
What else would everybody else bring? In Chicago, they had to bring rats, right?
Yeah, like
dogs,
rats, squirrels. No, we have a no-dog policy.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. My bad.
Couple feral cats, you know, a squirrel here, a bird there. Boom, alligator.
Hey, you'd let me know if one of them tried going after my cats, would you?
I think they're going to have a pretty rough time of that.
I mean, yeah, but like...
But technically
still-
your
we're still
territory
kindred.
is off limits for hunting. We have to hunt within the approved gangrel territory. I did not, in fact, do that. Fuck him.
Wait, does everybody know that you can turn into a bird yet?
Only the gangrel. Please don't tell anyone. It's my top secret
Hey.
bit.
I ain't said shit to no one.
I don't even want Jackson knowing yet.
I ain't said shit to no one.
Because I have a plan.
You know, some of the Nas probably know. Those dudes are bored out of their mind. They're living in the sewers. You know, they're looking, as soon as they can. They're hungry for information. That's kind of like how they survive.
Well, most of the time I keep the Nosferatu off my back with Princess Bella, and now they're tip-top prey for me, so
The Nas?
all their fucking rats and shit, hell yeah. Eat 'em up, num-num. One
Yeah,
talent.
you should really make friends with the Nas. Those dudes will turn night into day so fast. I'm telling you, it's wild. They can accomplish a lot with
Yeah.
very little.
And they've done so much for this city.
they're
Last
pretty
time
repressed.
I checked,
They weren't kicked out of the city, but why do you think they kept them around? The same reason they kept the Tremere Chantry there.
no, the gangrel are repressed. You all still have a seat. The Nosferatu have so much, and just because they choose to lick the boot of everybody ahead of them is their prerogative and priority. I tried to make good with the Nosferatu. Snitch basically gave me a middle finger. He made it clear he doesn't want to work with me.
Well, Snitch isn't forever.
That might be true. But, as I have learned, and as the Camarilla has so thoroughly taught me throughout the years, one fuck up from your leader and you all pay.
You are not your leader.
No, I'm not. But I work every day to have to overcome whatever the fuck happened decades ago to make the Camarilla hate the gangrel so fucking much.
And just bear in mind, not all the Nas are bad.
Not all the gangrel are bad.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it for even a second.
Hell, I don't actually believe all the Alhambra are bad, but unfortunately, their leader has fucked up. And they will all pay the price for it. Every single one of them. And you know what? Since the Tremere made the list tonight, their leader fucked up too. I just will deal with that more subtly.
You got a lot of hate in you, girl.
Hate or purpose?
Don't misconstrue.
Neither
You can
should
have purpose. You can have purpose. Everyone can be driven. But, man, it's a lot of work to spin that many plates.
Aye. This is why you get other people to spin them for you, Ollie. Gangrel rising. We had the most numbers tonight that we have had since I have been here in 30 years. 20 years.
Just don't lose sight of yourself.
Evolution, Ollie.
You can evolve. I ain't mad at that. You can change. Just don't forget who you are. Keep on kick flipping. Do the parkour shit that you love doing. Backflip off buildings and shit. Fly.
All of that is part of the purpose. love to fly. That shit is dope, Ollie. Fucking.
I really like going invisible. It's pretty gnarly.
That
You
being
also
said,
they get a soaring leap too. You get that little. They get that height occasionally.
Yeah.
that
can
being
jump
said, how
really
do you
far, too,
think
yeah.
Bella feels about birds? Rare ones, as a pet, of course.
I mean, I don't know. She's a Toreador, so I think the act of having to clean up after something that's not herself probably disgusts her.
She doesn't even clean up after her own self. She has people that does it for her.
I mean, I guess. Why do you want someone to present you as a pet?
What easier way to get directly into her suite, where the dagger is, than have Ava Heloise show up with an offering of a beautiful rare bird?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that out soon then, before word circles that there is a giant fucking bird picking up gators and carrying them across Chicago.
I fly above the cloud line.
Just saying. Kindred aren't stupid.
Actually,
All of them.
most of them actually are, which is
All of them
why
aren't
I have
stupid.
found my purpose. I live for the moments when fucking Kindred look at me in a level of shock. You wanna know why? Because that's what really scares them. They're used to smart Ventru, smart Toreador. They've learned to play their game. But they have never met a smart gangrel. Not like this.
You got your work cut out for you.
I live for it. Life would be boring otherwise. At least my second life would be boring. The first one was not. Also, I'm forcing you, when I go incognito as Bella's pet again. You're taking a day off. Spa day.
The fuck does a spa day look like for me?
Fuck if I know. You figure that out. It's your fucking spa day. Treat yourself, or whatever they say. Fucking go run naked with your cats. Fucking, I don't know, boil skin off in a hot tub. I don't care, Ollie. But you are gonna not do a thing. You're not gonna. Don't work. I know you say you like to work, but work is not really a treat yourself moment. Like, cook yourself a burger.
I can't eat it without puking, though.
Okay, well, optimism, Ollie. Just a little fucking optimism.
I'm for it. What? Okay. All right. What if I? You know what happens, right? This is gonna happen. It's happened in literally every fucking movie ever. The guy, the day that the boss guy takes a day off and he sets everything aside, that's when all the bad shit happens.
That's what you got me for. You said you trust me.
But do you trust Ava?
Let's get through some of the things that we're going through right now, and then I'll take a day off. I don't even know what it looks like. Maybe, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say, let me run with you one of these times, but you fucking fly. I can't fly.
Yeah, the gangrel hate that.
I bet.
I'm faster than them. Ha ha. That being said, what if you go do that, guys' night, or like a Nosferatu night? Go hang out with other Nosies.
Okay. I'll give you the quick rundown. Snitch is depressed. He's probably gonna kill himself. Flick has gone missing. Needles almost died. Rattail can't leave his job. And pretty much the only other Nos that I'm aware of is Edith. And I never know when she's working. I can't actually tell when she's at work if she's actually working or if her job is smoking cigars.
I was told there are no gangrel in Chicago. You gotta send out, ring the bell, Ollie. Who gives a fuck if Snitch is gonna take his own life? He's been around long enough and he's depressed. That's not my problem. Snitch caused his own fucking problems. Or Bella, he can take it up with her. His female problems. What I'm saying is if you want something, you gotta go fucking get it, man. It's not gonna arrive on a silver platter. They're not gonna be just like hanging out and play with poker night. You gotta make the poker night. You got the perfect fucking place to do it. Basement, sewer access, fucking call all the Nosies in town. Be like, what's up? Having a party? Mask off?
Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should call the people that I want to hang out with. I'll start with the sheriff. That guy seems to really enjoy my company. He's a guy. Cretius, that guy, He's a guy. He's got a penis. I bet he wants to hang out.
Gracious. You want to swing by the college?
No!
Okay, would you drop me at the college?
What the fuck did I just do? What seed did I just plant?
He's my teacher. I'm struggling with my homework. His office hours are night, if you can believe that.
Yeah. All right. Sure. I'll drop you off at the college.
Yeah, that seed was planted and sprouted all at the same exact moment. You say dejectedly and with kind of a depressed tone. Okay, we'll go. And the van drives off. But we don't follow the van to the school. Instead, we fade into one last scene. Emmy, what and where did you decide to take her and how did you go about it? Would you like to start in the store itself and go through the whole thing, or
Kind of up to you. I don't know if you want to RP that all, but I think the plan is to get her to safety out of Chicago, to the good old Indiana.
okay? You have plenty of mortal mooks who will do that for you. Traveling through the night is. You can tell me where you're taking her, obviously, in a message if you'd like. You could set up a travel. If you're looking to get her out within 48 hours, that's fine. If you're looking to do it within 24, I might call for some rolls. But how do you, I mean, do you walk in and try and attempt to dominate her? Like, how do you pull her away from her job, I guess is my question.
I think it starts as more of like, I was sent here to help you through Ava.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So do you want to keep where you take her outside of Chicago private for now then?
Yes. I don't think she's actually going to share that with Ava.
That's fair.
But I would like to allow Celia to write a letter to Ava that I can give to Ava.
She will
leave that.
I'll write that for sure. I will absolutely
Yeah.
write that for next session.
And
Absolutely.
I mean, we'll definitely be messenger for those if she wants to continue.
Absolutely. Okay. And so does Emmy return to the bar after she kind of moves Celia out for the night and probably puts her up somewhere temporary in the meanwhile? Or does Emmy disappear from the coterie for a while? I'm curious how she would handle it.
I think she's fine with coming back. She doesn't want anyone to be sus about it. And I don't think she's trying to move it quickly.
Sure. Okay.
I think 48 hours is enough time. It's just more of diligently and secretively, I think is more so what Emmy's looking for here.
Well, we'll have to see.
And if that requires rolls, just let me know.
No, not at all. Unless there's anything in particular then that you'd like to no, we'll save that for next episode or next time we see Emmy, because I don't want to keep asking you to come back when you got shit to do. So on that then, we'll actually pan out from the car and we'll fade to black for this episode. And we'll be back next week for another episode of SOS, episode 26. We appreciate you. We love you very much. We're off to do a little after show for Patreon. So if you want to swing over to Patreon, you can do that. And as always, if you want to watch this episode and you missed it and you're not subscribed, you can over to youtube.com/roll4it for watching where the videos drop. Maggie, thank you so much for joining us for these past couple episodes. Where can people find you if they want more Maggie?
Yeah, I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places. That's where I post what I'm doing. Except for TikTok, I'm Margaret Crone 1337 because someone took it. I can't get it back. And of course, I make games and video games for a living. I'm currently working on a project called Ashes of Creation, and you can find it at Ashes of Creation in all the places. That's me.
Fantastic. How about you, Bub?
I'm Bub. You can find me everywhere as Bub Talks. I'm running a game currently on Cobalt Streaks channel. Playing here Saturdays, as you can see so far. I'm hoping to be doing more on Tuesdays soon with the cast and crew here so that we can get back to Crack Crown. And I am in the midst of working on season 2 of the Forgotten Forge series with Maggie. The scouts on our crew We're going to be moving into second book of the series. It's Shadows of the Last War. It's an Eberron-based adventure. And
Nice.
one of these days, I'll get to sit back down with Mathis, and we can talk more about some projects.
Yes,
One of these days.
I cannot wait for that particular project that we've been cooking for a little bit. I've just been fucking crazy busy. Moving on to Dot. Dot, where can people find you?
Hey friends, I'm Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot. I spend my days working with Cobalt Press, making tabletop games, and the rest of the time I get the great joy of playing with awesome people like this, freelance writing for companies like Modifius, and playing games. So just check my stuff out.
Fantastic. And with me, you can just find me anywhere that's basically Chilluminati or Chilluminati Podcast. It's kind of my main other project outside of this. Other than that, you'll be seeing me here every Saturday. And like I said, Crack Crown is coming back, and I am very, very excited to continue that story as well. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.